Hello guys, good morning everyone. How's it life? How's it going? Oh, already good afternoon though. Already good afternoon I guess. How you guys all doing? Hello. Good morning. He quote me, hey Dreamwater, hey Bossface, hey Window, hey Nick. Hello guys, hello. Good afternoon. Here we go again. Here we go again. Time to get into the gaming news recap right away. Right away. As I said, Sunday a late start. This is gonna be probably the last Sunday late start for a while. Because next weekend might be Saturday off. Not so sure yet, but at least Sunday I'll be back the usual time, or rather I'll be back already on Saturday evening here. So will be no problem starting on time. And after that, already gonna be time to go back to Armenia and back to travel. So it's gonna be kind of back to more or less normal, except when we continue traveling though to other places. There might be some downtimes and everything when we're gonna be on the go, looking for a place to stay first and set up and everything. But should be good. Should be good, hopefully. You think memes hello? The Giga mic setup. I mean, that's a hobo shit, dude. That's the hobo setup right there. Because I ain't carrying the fucking over 5 kilos of the microphone setup with me anymore on travels. Enough. I'm gonna minimize the amount of the luggage. I've been watching too much TikTok nowadays, quote me. I see no patience anymore. Losing that patience. Becoming a zoomer right there. I see how it is. I see how it is. So yeah, we're gonna be doing the gaming news recap. Tomorrow gonna be Hell is Us continues and Cronus continues. Then Tuesday, Wednesday I'll be off to go celebrate already with my friends now. This time the day of my birthday. Then Thursday, probably also Hell is Us and Cronus. There is actually some new stuff also coming. I'll need to write it all down. There is a bunch of dang stuff. Now, Path of Exile 2, I actually uninstalled it because shit is 100 gigabytes, dude. I just can't fit it, dude. I just can't have it around, just laying around. Like all the live services are kind of cool to have when you have like a massive fucking, you know, SSDs and stuff. When you can have all of them installed and just like, oh, today I feel like playing this. Today I feel like playing this. Here on this fucking laptop, you just kind of like, yeah, basically have Dune, and if the Dune would be 100, I would also uninstall that shit, 100%. I would uninstall that shit. I was actually kind of thinking about still doing it, but yeah, basically, everything I have is pretty much small here, like very small, and the stuff that I'm playing right now. Actually, this we can already uninstall. That was a nice demo. So yeah, Path of Exile, I would love to, but yeah, the time, man. There's like the playthroughs of that. Did I write down actually some of the new stuff that is coming? Yeah, I did actually. We have Starbirds actually, even though it will be... Yeah, there is the Heroes of the Seven Island. I need to get that one. Starbirds I'm gonna check at least for a couple of hours. I mean, I played the demo, right? It's nice. Not sure if not sure if it's nice to the point of you know, going like the full playthrough of that one. And on Friday I'm gonna check Fatadeum also. I got access to that one. So yeah, we will do that. We will do that. And I will be able to do it on Friday actually. So yeah, I'm gonna do that too. So there is like so much shit that I wish I could just like grind some of that. I need to also finish the Dawn of War run. Like, bro, it's insane. It's insane. How you have time? How can you have time to play everything? I have no idea. Finish Hell is Us. Nice, Onyx, nice. Hello, by the way. How was it in the end? How was it in the end? Yeah, 500, I greet you. Hello, sir. Kron's the surprise quality-wise, except not performance-wise. Performance-wise is dog. It is quite dog, but other than that, good. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. So yeah, Hell is Us and Cronus will continue, and a bunch of new stuff will also kind of like gets involved with them. Then like next week is kind of still I'm here, but it might be actually like Saturday off too, so like three days next week, and the week after next one there will be like 16th, 17th off most likely. On 17th I guess I just gonna already fly to Armenia again. We will see. We'll see. Most likely. And then we'll see. You need to talk to my friend, basically. What's the plans? Like, I hate his, like everyone's listening and stuff or some shit. He can't, just like fucking talk through, the chat or something. Like, what's the plan? Like, you will arrive and we will talk. Like, bro. But when I arrive, we'll have already like less than a month until the Gamescom Thailand, the Gamescom Asia. And I need to kind of plan things and do things fast. Yeah, no. We could do it all digitally. But no, I do this kind of like a little paranoid, I guess, or some shit, so hard to talk all these plans. And even like IRL, not all the plans you're gonna talk about even. And then you suddenly hear about some PPG idea that yeah, there's some shit. Annoying, but that's also part of the reason why I might just like do shit on my own, or whatever. At least like for a few months. Because I already kind of also getting tired of, having someone also around too much, especially someone with these difficulties planning shit and stuff, so I might just like kind of go earlier, like he can join me later, whatever. If he doesn't want to go earlier, then whatever, no more problem. Not my problem. Depends how much of 100% you want to clear and see. Do you think like the side stuff is a bit too much? A little too annoying? No, I mean, I did try to explore stuff, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing 100%. Not to mention that some of the good deeds I already kind of can do, they already didn't exactly work, because I didn't know they were timed. So yeah, not everything I can do 100% anyway, so I might as well just kind of like, I wouldn't say push, focus on main quest, but like still kind of do a bunch of that probably. And that's straying too far from that. So yeah, basically that's kind of the plan for now. When in Armenia, there will be at least like hopefully like a couple of weeks of a little more gaming, but not so sure if it will be like that much more though, to be honest. It's also gonna be just like 2 or 3 weeks there before the next travel, so I'm gonna need to kind of like meet with our Armenian friends, like once or twice, and already get ready and already start preparing for the next step of adventures. We need to move all the shit from our current house to my friend's apartment there, kind of warehouse apartment sort of, I guess. Well, we're gonna be traveling elsewhere and dealing with a bunch of other stuff. Well, it's in general gonna be like potentially kind of tricky, because we're gonna also, and up until now we were staying in every country pretty much for 6 months, so it was kind of, like once per half a year you just like travel, spend a few days and looking for like apartments and that stuff, and then you just kind of like settle down and sit there, no problems, for 6 months. But now we go in, it's gonna be like 3 months best, sometimes 2, sometimes 1, so it's gonna be a bit more, like running around, less sitting down and chilling, so we'll see how that will go. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like if I wouldn't be able to do like the PC stuff, I'll just gonna IRL. I'm just gonna try to do some IRL. Yes, Unix says, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I haven't played, haven't been around for a few days, haven't played. I will return and I will like probably forget everything already. So yeah, not so sure. As I said, it's kind of PPG in terms of notes and everything, and maps and stuff. So like remembering where I seen what, and just to backtrack, like a few days after, that will be interesting. So yeah, not sure if I'm gonna go too much around for that, but we'll see, I guess. You never know. Alright, so let's check what is up then. What's on Steam? I get the gaming news recap. A real quick. And basically, for today, that's gonna be it. And Outer Worlds is like the Mega Edition. I think it's Basic Edition. It is not the Mega one. The Mega was for free on Epic, actually, so that is good. Yeah, with all the DLCs, is still quite a lot. Now, 1 second, yeah, I need to switch the soundtrack, though. Oh, we go in for the classic. How could I forget? How could I? No, from the start. There we go. Recent reviews mixed. Yeah, actually kind of not sure why recent would be. Maybe some people weren't happy about like the pricing for the next one. Try to like this game. Bid. Actually, oh wait, someone had performance issues there. Oh, didn't they do some sort of like remaster for this shit? Didn't they? Didn't they? Some sort of like revamp or whatever they did in. Doesn't really seem like it though. Stockholm server, yeah, I think they removed Moscow server and it's like Stockholm now, and I think it connects me there also, and it's really not 2 milliseconds, but it's still like 20 or something for me, I think. Yeah, maybe that's why, because yeah, people complaining about performance there. Everything boring. Shaking my SMH. No, not Silk Song, we're talking Outer Worlds. Yeah, talking Outer Worlds. Looks like performance ended up with the the remaster or whatever is not perfect still. Yeah, sorry. A meeting for the Giga Sneezes. The Immortals Phoenix Rising. Still trying to get $8 for that. The game was actually apparently kind of decent. It just like went completely under radars and no one really cared about it. Yes, even though I say pretty easy so far. Actually easy. Baldur's Gate 3. Kingdom Come. The second one 30% already also. Sold it them. Dark Hunting Ground. I'll see what she recommended to me here. Hunt the monsters from the Dark Hunting Ground. Then connect the spoons, develop your skills. Farini and wisely and fight to become strongest hunter. It's kind of like a bit different of Survivor's formula there. Seems kind of somewhat similar, but not exactly. But not exactly. Get a whole bunch of systems upon systems. I have the gear and stuff, alright. Gear and skill. And skills rather. There's quite a lot of customization there. Way too much. Holy shit, he didn't even get the gameplay yet, brother. He's just still like setting up stuff. Still getting all the gear and builds in there. And that's a Amiga, like the Path of Exile simulator in a way, I guess. Hey, Portobello, how we doing? And then you get all the loot, yeah. And with the boss fights. In the game, there's even more. Whole lot of dankness going on in this one. That's also like 2 minutes trailer, so that's already like going for a while. Feels longer than it actually is with all the shit going on. Insane. P Gaming, not even Ex Machina is out. In before performance. 70%, yeah, it's like borderline mixed right there. I, for some reason, expect performance there. No, actually doesn't seem terrible decisions. First game was kind of fun. Did kind of enjoy it. But they have like some weird, you know, geographical like tagging pretty much for this one. Need to be from US and EU specifically to get the key to stream this one. So I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm not streaming then it. Fine. Looks like not, maybe not the biggest loss right there. That's $70 also there, son. I would be fucking pissed too then. It doesn't seem like performance. Well, I mean, it also doesn't look like a game that would struggle with performance, to be honest. So if it would, that would be mega weird. But at least it's not, I guess, then. So that is good. Some horses and stuff now too. Before it was just the mechas and that's it. They go and have hard already on that one. NBA, not even clicking on that one. I guess Sultan gonna tell us, gonna give us a review when he's in. There's the Silk Song. Oh, there it is. 35,000 reviews. That's like hundreds of thousands right there already. What is this? What is this? Total reviews in all languages 87,000. English less than a half even of that. Insane. Insane. Hey Sound Prayer, hello. How we doing? Forcing myself to play it. I think Sock is also flushed. But crying the Silk Song is too cheap. Dude, I think it's like, it's in some way just like this, like, you know, like the Corpa gaslighting, you know, propaganda shit going or something. It's like the same as like all those, like, you know, like some Bloombergs and stuff like that, just like telling that, you know, like the generation is too lazy. They want, you know, like some vacations, or like starting to, like, you know, replacing and inventing some terms for things like, you know, the people like micro retirement, when people actually take, like, you know, 1 week to not work. Like, bro, that's called, you know, like vacation, and that's kind of normal, at least in normal places and countries. And I feel like it's like starting the same shit with like the games too already, you know, like time to explain everyone why it's bad that the game is $20. Like, fuck you, man. Go fuck yourself with that stuff. A game for $20 is normal. If they want, if they can, good. Now there's gonna be like a bunch of AAA PPGs crawling, you know, like on Twitters and being like, man, you know, now they did release this for $20 and everyone's so happy. And next time we are releasing our slow for $120 in mega editions with the season pass coming for like 4 years to come, you know, every year. They're gonna be not happy and telling us that we're too greedy. Like, yeah, because you are too fucking greedy, dude. That's the thing. See some prayers here. How's it going, Sok? You actually unflushed? Damn, son. What did make you change your mind on that, I wonder? See, I think it's just kind of like this, like, a weird psyop in a way, because yeah, there's gonna be some experts telling how it's bad for the industry, and like $100, you know, GTA releases actually would be really great for the industry. Like, fuck off with this shit. We know you guys benefiting all from that stuff, and in fact you're already like double and triple dipping with monetization on your shit so much that, you know, you have enough, brother. And when there's plenty of studios that can, you know, release something for that amount of money and be completely, like, you know, comfortable, pretty rich, I guess. I mean, well off, right? And just like make, you know, some art over a long period of time without like needing to fit for some deadlines, you know, investor calls and stuff like that, then like that's good. Maybe you should also do that instead of like sucking that corporate dick, you know. That would be way better probably for everyone involved, except for Corpo, of course. Dick will remain unsucked. Well, they can do it themselves then, you know. A Jotunslayer 1.0, I guess. I wasn't out in early access that long ago. Yeah. No, I mean, more than half a year. Then Third Mask inspired you to return? Insane. It's a big endure then, I guess. It's already seen. It's just another survivor-like, dude. Surprised Metal Eden is not farming like super hard, though that one was supposed to be really good. 25 for India, that automatic wait for sale. Well, for me, I would say, right? Like, if I wouldn't be getting like the review keys and stuff, I would just like literally wait everything for sale. Honestly, I would be waiting for everything. Just because, like, nah, like with regional price, like Silksong, for example, yeah, that actually is affordable. That is actually like the old, you know, like indie price with regional pricing. In Armenia, in Russia, everywhere, it's like, it's actually really good price. Like, for that amount, that kind of game, I would get 100%. On release, no problems. If I really would want to play, right? Like Silksong, I kind of like don't really care too much about. I mean, I played Hollow Knight, well, not long ago, I guess like 7 or 6 years ago, on stream already. So I kind of like not really in a rush to get in the next one. But I wouldn't mind them. I wouldn't mind at some point. But it's because of also regional prices. Like, I would literally probably just like do a whole bunch of the backlog. That is massive. All those live services, all that kind of shit. Like, I would literally probably, if I wouldn't be like streaming, wouldn't be getting review keys, I would be just like going like Path of Exile, deeper, you know, revisiting Fallout 76, maybe a bit more often, getting some, you know, some MMO action going here and there, like when buying only some stuff that I really want to, and mostly on sale, fuck that. Unless it's again kind of like it was with Diablo, like friends are like, yo, let's play together, and everyone agrees, and well, fine, alright, I guess then I get it. Otherwise, nope, I wouldn't get anything even. I even went like all out with like some mega fucking trailer there, holy shit. A full movie there for 3 minutes almost. Insane. Insane. But yeah, this one apparently was really good. I'm surprised it's not like dink enough in terms of like the hype around it. Not exactly my Jamus, but you know. Overlooting. Another inventory management one. It's kind of like the backpack likes, but this one I guess is a single roguelike. Pretty much the same as, you know, he's coming and all that stuff. Simple, very simple, very similar. The new meta. Can dump like so much time into these, it's insane. It is insane. Shinobi already was, I think, last time. Yep, it totally was. Same as Metal Gear and Story of Seasons. Given again, it doesn't have enough game to fill rather even the tab. Yeah, Silksong top selling. Over the Borderlands and stuff. And NBA too, like, dude, like, I mean, mixed reviews, like, no one even reviews that stuff, like, you know, or those who do, they're not really super happy about it usually, but it's still in top sellers, so I guess, you know, they just buy and try not to, you know, hide it in the library and stuff, and try to low-key play it. Don't let others know that they got, you know, on the hook again. And they got. I'm gonna hear the Ultan's review soon, probably. He's an NBA enjoyer, actually. Baldur's Gate again got in the top sales. And Schedule 1 again, too. Was it an early access? No, it is still, I see. Probably no 1.0 in sight yet. Kind of worth, like, for 1.0 maybe I would check something like that. Because like Drug Dealer Sim was fun. That was like a funny game. First one. Second one didn't feel that good. I'm not sure about this one. Could be something to check. A Magic Card of Delicious. Mixes mobile tower defense. Okay, as in like, you know, not mobile as in mobile phone, but as in towers are mobile. Strategy and management. Yeah, the Omega GPT translation from Chinese looks like. Let's see what do I say. Arcade is not bad. It's about kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the loop, how funny it is. Like the first Drug Dealer Sim was actually really nice in that regard. It was fun. It was fun to play. And the Dink City and everything, Dink people there. That was nice. Starfire Eternal Cycle. Even more stuff now. And the Insane Bonds. I know what you mean, Kumi. I know what you mean. I forgot though. I forgot too. But that's not Souls-like though. That is not Souls-like. They specifically said that, even though in the recent show they kind of like still, you know, mentioned that there is a little bit of it, because I guess they just realized that people just got hyped because it's a Souls-like. But like, you know, when they said it's not Souls-like, I guess people were already sad and not interested anymore, so they decided to stay until, you know, kind of this in the middle. So we kind of Souls-like, but not really, which might be kind of dangerous though. If, like, you know, the Souls-like enjoyer is not gonna get their fix and it'll be different, then they're gonna be mad, and then you get not the very best reviews. But it still should be good though. Still should be good. I forgot the name too also though. I don't remember. Did not remember that one. Do not. And Hale is mega excited for that one. Let's see. I mean, it does look nice. It does look nice. Phantom Blade Zero, was it actually? Could be. Could be. I remember it was some Phantom something. You're actually tired of Soul Slope? I see. I mean, to be honest, like, I kind of don't mind sometimes. Unironically, just the side things, you know, like Lords of the Fallen, for example. I did enjoy that a lot. I mean, Lies of P 100%, but I unironically actually enjoyed Lords of the Fallen more. Lies of P kind of was, like, it was better though, in terms of like mechanics and stuff. I guess like the core loop in Lies of P was better, except some annoying things that I really didn't like all those like insane, you know, the whole arena covering red attacks that you can't do anything about, that I really disliked. And Lords of the Fallen felt kind of a bit more kind of Souls, because you also like not exactly just like boss rushing almost like in Lies of P, but you actually have some exploration, some like, you know, The mobs, monsters, all those like think the switching of realms, even though this Dark Realm was annoying with all the crowds of mobs infinitely respawning. And the real realm was annoying with all those like fucking archers and like spellcasters in some annoying spots all the time. All the time. But still I did like that. I did like that. I haven't played like the From ones actually already for a while. Like I haven't played still Sekiro. Not exactly Souls-like, right? But still like From stuff. And Dark Souls 3 was the last one I guess I played them. Like Sekiro I haven't played, Elden Ring I haven't played still. Wu Chang. My friend was like super, you know, happy with Wu Chang. I was actually surprised kind of to hear it from him. He's also played like pretty much all the Souls-likes, I think, at least the big ones, you know. Like Lies of P, Lords of the Fallen, played Elden Ring, all that stuff. And Wu Chang he actually is enjoying a lot. Next year the Switch From game, we have like not just the Switch ones, right? We have already multiple ones that are going. Oh no, wait. No, not the Switch one, yeah, not the Switch one for now. Yeah, I wonder how that will go. Only crashed once, CSC. Yeah, kind of like, I don't know, like, sometimes I'm in the mood, sometimes I kind of not really. With Souls-like and... No, not like every week, man. Every week there's another Cats game. Train Epic. Explosive incremental train building game. Explosive is indeed not even an understatement there. Maybe rather understatement. Unlock powerful synergies to chug further down the track. Got the demo of that one too. And more crazy terrain roguelikes. Mage and Monsters 2. And the Super Auto Botlin. Active Auto Battler. Then. Maybe it's actually not Auto Battler there. Choose to enhance the strength of your hero, reinforce the might of your army, or increase the power of your spells. I think that it's still kind of part of the Auto Battling though, most of the time. It's even the second one already. Bombsy collection, whatever. That was seen years ago. Candy Shop Simulator, another one. Layway, damn, long time no see. A long time no see. Time to get even more simulation. Been a while, been a while. The simulator slope man. Backyard food. Wait, wasn't this out already? But it was just a demo or something for now. I'm back in the enhanced edition. Stellar Blade Souls-like? I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure. I was baseball, true. Now it's football time. See. Oh, the hand egg then. So the blade is not a Souls-like. I mean, it all kind of depends on the definition, man. Near Tomato-like? Wait, is there some insane bullet helling going on? A Little Problems cozy detective game. Diablo music indeed. the Automata clone? Or is it really bullet hell galore then? Because Automata bullet hell was like basically in the end the biggest part there. And what actually made me just kinda like go faster with that one. Instead of trying to try hard and hardest difficulty and stuff. Because bullet hell is not my jam. I haven't really seen a lot of Stellar Blade though. I didn't think it was like full heavy on the bullet hell in there. Mostly the hack and slash. Well, then you can probably like get like a whole bunch of other games as a reference. But yeah, I mean, kind of the theme, I guess, in general is quite nearish for sure. Has stamina, has like souls dropping and you returning them, has like bonfire, done. Souls like, there it is. You can't resist it. Firefighting simulator, ignite, then not even playway. Yeah, it's Astragon. Astragon also is pumping some dang stuff there. Is the dodge roll, you think so? It's not like dodge roll is fucking everywhere. And the story written on the items, then that is already quite specific there. That is already more specific. That is more specific. I recommend it. Story of Season Scene. A Whisper of the House. I think we did. Yeah, last week we did see this one. Well, yeah, skip. Shinobi Scene. My recommendations went to shit kinda. Dungeon Warfare 3. Yeah, for some reason I had like both microphones not exactly charged that crazy. Didn't want to leave it uncharged while I was not here. So hopefully this will last enough for the stream. Gonna put this one on charge for now then. Here we go. Alright. See, like you can like make some Metal Eden with like insane huge publisher that was sending like keys to streamers, by the way. I had that one offered to me. And you know, like the whole trailer for 3 minutes, the whole movie for a trailer for 3 minutes. And then you're gonna have this open world survival craft early access with saucy, you know, kind of looking thumbnail and stuff. And that shit gonna have like pretty much almost the same amount of reviews as you do. So open world survival craft, you know, is something that is pumping. You just need to find like a good niche with that one. Professional mic in every country, yeah. I mean, I could kind of technically actually leave it in Armenia for now because we're gonna be returning there anyway, but it's just gonna be laying there. Because in Armenia I'm gonna be like 3 weeks now, and next time we return there, I probably just gonna go full IRL mode, stream the mountain that I wanted to go to, you know, all those things. If you can actually have the connection on that mountain still. Like do all those streams. And And then not sure if we're gonna be like 30 year in Armenia based or something, depends on the friend. Mostly. I think maybe if things kind of go a little better, I just switch to this as a base. Just gonna be like, you know, here for like 3 months, a year in summer basically, when it's all the birthdays and stuff. And then just from here already going everywhere. Well, as long as situation is kind of more or less stable, that would be easier to get like all the visas and stuff too. I'm maybe gonna go like to more dink places next year with visas available. Hey Warfare, hello. How we doing, man? And then while I'm here, at least I would be able to run the proper setup. I could right now like do the better microphone setup, but like I'm kind of testing, you know, my travel setup right now. Permanent future plans? Well, I mean, permanent future plans will be eventually returning, you know, that's it basically. I don't think I'm gonna be permanently staying anywhere else. I doubt it. Kinda don't really see that happening in many different levels. Not getting an opportunity to do so, and not really willing to do so, honestly, because here is everything. Friends, family, you know. A really good old friends. You know, not something that you find that easy. Not something you find that easy. You know, when all this shit started and stuff, like the friends you found later down the line, in other places and stuff, and like on Twitch and everything, you just, you know, suddenly realize maybe those weren't exactly the best ones, you know. So yeah, it's nice to have your old, good, tested friends with you. And next gen, hello. How we doing, man? How's life? So yeah, the permanent future will be probably around here. That will make things kind of easier too. Just like, you know, stay here for some time, go to travels from here, so you can have, you know, all your stuff stored here, so you pick with you only whatever you need. And you can apply for visas and stuff here too, so conventions and shit will be easier. So probably, I mean, you never know how things go. I wouldn't mind permanently being somewhere else too, but opportunity to come here also would be really nice to have. But after all the travels, I would rather just, like, you know, completely anchor somewhere. The perfect one would be like getting the nice place with connection outside of town, some in countryside. Got like my friend's dad lives in. He actually has like solid internet there already, you know, like fiber pretty much for reasonable price. As you know, like the big city, one big city, like, you know, 10-15 minutes away, like basically Moscow is like, you know, hour away, hour like 20 minutes I guess or something, and you have everything you need and you just live there in the countryside. It feels good. Dacha, I was not like something like all year round, you know. Dacha I technically kind of do have that I can use, but yeah, the all year round house, just get the garden, even some like animals a little, some chicken, you know, which is also gonna be content, you know. Gonna go full Riparian mod, do the do some insane gardening streams and stuff, you know. I get some pets, animals and stuff, and just like already anchor, you know, maybe even completely. Especially since you already have a garden and stuff like that, and pets, you're not gonna be able to travel anyway unless you have someone to leave it with. So probably gonna be already like done. So right now is this the stage when while I still can, is to just basically go to as many places as possible to get tired of it already, and then just like settle down. And then I can also get back to all the game deving and stuff, you know. I just like close the IRL traveling part and switch to IRL, like, you know, gardening, beer brewing again, all that stuff. Back to the roots. Kvartet. And the serious deck of cards. JRPG. The PP Good Brewery, yeah. Gonna return that. That's like this year, for example, there is a shitload of apples. Like my grandma basically got from like like my my dad's wife. Her mom lives like also like at the summer house all summer basically, and she pretty much passed to my grandma like two bags already of fucking apples. Like we were not even like eating them in time, to be honest, at all. And now my mom also got like a whole bunch of apples too. Dude, I would just make some fucking cider, yeah. If I had my brewery and stuff available, I would just go like get like a bunch of cider going with that shit, absolutely. Jam? Oh, dude, it's not just apples. It's first of all 2 bags of apples, and then there's like fucking 5 jars every week almost of like jam, puree, you know, and everything. It's like it's impossible. Like we don't eat it that much. Like it all spoils basically and goes down the drain, down the trash pretty much, because it's just too much. But cider, now that thing would be going down way better probably. Just call friends and done. It's all down. There's none of it anymore. Easy. Cider I haven't brewed though. Cider and mead. That would be nice. That would be nice. I get to it. We'll get to it. Davy X Jones ended up also doing pretty good, looks like. Infusions. Yeah, that also doable infusions, or you can actually just get the moonshine. Well, I'm actually not sure. Like my mom's husband does moonshine, but they all prefer just, you know, pure. Like no infusions, no like, you know, using like fruits or something as a base, kind of like chacha. They don't like that. Just pure, like pretty much sugar, yeast, and done. There you go, is it? Even though he does it really good, he has like rectification column and stuff, you know, like tower. Like it's not some sort of like, you know, Lidl amateur shit. He has like insane setup for it, but they just prefer literally just pure. And I don't really like strong alcohol anyway, so cider I wouldn't mind though. Cider I wouldn't mind. That one actually did go pretty good there, looks like. Even though I guess depends on the infusions. Could try. I could just like ask him like to make more like moonshine, you know, yoink it. Because I mean, it's actually like, it's actually good that they do this moonshining, because whenever there's like this summer there was a lot of celebrations of birthdays. I just like realized how much of it was like disappearing with all the guests and everything. Like if they would be actually buying all the vodka and stuff, that would be a shitload of money. I'm not sure exactly how much like sugar and stuff he needs for like 10 liters or something, for example, but like I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like for the price of like 1 vodka bottle, you get yourself like fucking 10 liters of moonshine. I'm kind of almost certain that's the case. Maybe like 2 or 3 bottles, but you get like the whole 10 fucking liters. That's your fair say, yeah. The apple and cinnamon stuff. Oh, we did beer. We had the beer. I had my own beer. And moonshine, not sure. We'll see. Moonshine, maybe I just rather outsource probably to my mom's husband, because he's good at that stuff, and I mean, he wouldn't mind making some more, and I would just be yoinking it and already experiment maybe with some infusions. Because actually, horseradish infusion was nice. I did like it. Like I'm not a huge fan usually of like, you know. Like if I drink strong alcohol, I just rather just take a shot of vodka, because it all tastes like, you know, alcohol to me, like spirit, you know. I just feel it, you know. It doesn't matter. Like some we bought some fancy cognac and stuff. I remember, you know, like bro, like just give me a shot of vodka, it's gonna be the same effect, same taste for me pretty much. It just like, you know, like hits you with the alcohol taste. Like I don't feel all this like nuance and stuff there. But the horseradish infusion, like dude, that was nice. That was actually really good. Yeah, it's called Hrenavuha here. It's really popular actually recently. And in Uzbekistan, like my friend been in Uzbekistan like in the first year of the Fiesta in 2022. And then we've been like at the end of last year and beginning of this year. For his birthday, he just went like the restaurant that he already knew from the previous time, like the at a Jewish cuisine restaurant there in Uzbekistan. He went there, and they had this like the horseradish infusion, like their own made, homemade sort of, just like this, like, you know, like hazy, you know, like liquid pretty much. And I was actually doing it on stream, by the way. I think it was my subathon or something going or some shit, but I was basically like streaming, and he's just like, you know, try it. And like, dude, that was good. That was really good. Super overpowering? Like an infusion? Not really. I think it kind of combines, like at least that taste, for me, kind of removes taste of alcohol almost. Like, it's obviously like horseradish taste is like maybe not up for everyone's taste, but it actually removes, you know, like the taste of alcohol for me pretty much. So it actually kind of like tastes nice, tastes like, you know, like horseradish, like wasabi or something. Just get some sort of like, you know, food to go with it, some snack, and good. Don't even need, you know, to chase it or something. Just kind of like boom, man, it's nice. That was good, huh? Yeah, like the same warmth really, but yeah, it's actually pretty nice. I did like it. I did like it a lot. Well, I got like 2 shots basically that stream, I think, that he brought me, and he, I think, like just destroyed the rest of the bottle alone. Soviet survival. Damn, another one. This one is not farming that hard though, looks like. This one is not farming that hard, huh? Isometric open world survival game where you must find your place in the ruined Soviet Union. Dude, that's like real life right now, you know. Also quite survival, I guess, for many people. Indeed, ruined Soviet Union. The shitloads of Ajuka? Yeah, Ajuka depends kind of how you make, yeah. Well, I mean, horseradish is not the worst taste. I kind of like it. If you eat also some salo, right, like the brine fat, like with the horseradish, it's actually good. Or if you make some aspic, like ladets, that stuff with horseradish is also godlike, so it actually is kind of... If you have some, like, basically, like, some sort of, like, you know, like, fatty, bland food or something, then, like, the horseradish taste is really good for it. Same as, like, mustard, for example. That's how we do it usually. Yeah, Nick, yeah. The life imitates art. A lord, eh? Idle game about collecting cancer with quirky stick figures. What the fuck? Why are you collecting cancer, brother? What does collecting cancer means even? Eugenics interest? It could be interesting, yeah. Collect cells. Best cash shop in the history of video games, damn son. Eugenics could be cool, we'll see. Is trying to get like as much like cancerous cells as possible or something? The fuck? Collecting as many resources as possible, including iron, copper, and malignancy. Huh. The Cursed Words, satirical depiction of Satan worshipper. Can't do it in CK3, the bug hunting, let's go. Nightlin, Saber published. Hey Gastamaniello, how we doing? How's life? Yeah, some homemade Jika, if you have some garden or something like that, that would be nice. It's actually good to have, like, you know, like when it's like a lot of friends and everything, you have garden like that. Family, friends, like you make some, like, you know, like a bunch of like brine marinated stuff, for example. You're not gonna eat it yourself, you're gonna get tired of it already. And then you kind of give it to others. Yeah, like they usually, like black currant, for example, right? The berries. Like, I go to my mom's garden, and she's like go there to the bushes and eat all you want, take some with you also. And then when you're like somewhere else and like, oh man, it'd be nice to get some black currant, and you go to the store and it's just like, what the fuck are these prices? And like no one there wants it even. It's just like there on the bushes, like their neighbors are all, so you can come collect ours, we don't eat it, I'm kind of most of the time also not a big fan. It's nice to make some tea though with blackcurrant. Haven't ate red currant for a while already. I kind of didn't like it as a kid, because it's sour. Nowadays maybe I wouldn't mind. Yeah, Smarodian, yeah. Nice, Gustamania, nice. Got this. Oh, the streak was destroyed. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Wait, when it managed to get destroyed for you then? But your birthday was good. Birthday was really good. Don't trust the area they grow in. I mean, to be honest, it shouldn't be too bad. Is it like still kind of like, like the low, like the private housing with kind of like low floors and stuff? Without like some heavy traffic around, it should be good. Like we as kids, like we lived in the Tommy Blow wall that recently got demolished actually, and why I'm here, basically to deal with the paperwork, right? As like the 5 floors buildings, Tommy blocks with like 100-something apartments in each. Like in this, like the whole blocks basically is like one or like two in pairs, like 2 after 2 after 2 after 2, and you have those like yards between them where kids play and stuff. And we had like all the like berries, like I don't even know English names for many of them. We had like apples, like a whole bunch of stuff pretty much. We're eating all that stuff, no problems, as long as it's not some sort of like highway or something nearby. Need to wash it and you'll be fine. Maybe not, the best one, but considering you already kind of breathe all that stuff in anyway, just a germaphobe now. I see. Nah, should be alright. Should be alright. I mean, nowadays also like it's happening less when you like pass by and see some like berries or something and then you eat them. Kind of happens less. I'm usually just not looking for it, to be honest. But like some apples, like even near the road, which I saw like some like trees with like really nice big apples, and like people are fucking gathering them as soon as they can. They do not care. Teddy's Haven, fantasy-inspired shop simulator. I'm overwhelmingly positive. Holy shit. 6th of May in early access, and they got like the mega simulator slop, but this one, holy, 97% positive even. What the fuck? Oh, this one got so like some queso or someone played it. Yeah, people do like the shopping. The shopping seems a lot indeed. Demi Nightmare played it. All right. There's some VTuber. VTuber is also now farming all the simulator meta. Everyone is on simulators there. Easy content. Demi Nightmare too. All right, I see. I guess I got it right, but not Kiso, I guess. Usually he's playing, I think. Like whenever it always gets recommended to me when like I open, like Twitch just starting stream. It almost always like recommended to me, and I would always look there, and he's playing some like something simulator again, to like 50,000 people watching. Now, why not, I guess? Why not? Alright, let's get to them news then. Some of them news, eh? Actually, let's see. One moment. I forgot to tweet. I was remembering late there. Actually, like sending it like in Telegram faster than that. I need to set up like some multi-social media devices and stuff. Just post everywhere because I always like forget about things. And I only use just a couple right now. There is already like a whole bunch of them that we rather use probably. Because of Gloria's, you know, Twitter management, I rather not Twitter anymore either. It became super annoying with all the places you need to post. Okay, what the fuck? 1 second, what is going on with this one? Alright, I assume they just like broke their RSS there or something. It just stopped refreshing for some reason. No, actually it should. Huh? Some reason stopped like fetching the RSS feed for one of the sites that I'm using as a source. Oh, I think I know. Okay, I think I know though. I'm gonna switch 1 second there. Copy the link. And not this one in. But who they actually are there? Come on. Takes its sweet time. Alright, did nice. Good, eh? Didn't load that much. Well, fine. That's alright, eh? Well, let's go. Roblox partners with International Age Rating Coalition to replace current maturity labels. Platform is also expand its age estimation communication for all users by end of the year. There's like a lot of noise started about like the Roblox and all the saucy people there. Global Rating Systems, ESRB United States, GRIC in Republic of Korea, USK in Germany, PPG in Europe, and United Kingdom. So many families engaging with Roblox, hugely beneficial to provide parents with trust and familiar ratings no matter where they live. Globally streamlined process will provide Roblox creators with an efficient and proven process for obtaining age and content ratings, while informing parents of what their kids may experience before they play. We'll also expand age estimation for communication to all users by the end of 2025. Comes after the platform announced it was investing in facial age estimation technology in July. That's gonna start soon. Gonna start like the face scanning already stuff too. Almost. A combination of facial age estimation technology, ID, age verification, and a verified parental consent. Process will provide a more accurate measure of a user's age than simply relying on what someone types in when they create an account. will be the death of Roblox. I'm not so sure actually, man. Like seeing and hearing some examples of like parenting nowadays, like my friend's sister, for example. Yeah, I think they don't. I think they either don't care or they still don't fully understand. As long as it says, you know, like the available for, you know, kids of like 10-year-old or something, then everyone's fine with that.
I love you guys.
Yoshi Jorty with the resub. Come back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you, man. Thank you. Damn good Stebania. Some dink games there. Some dink sub games they have there. I see. Yeah, it is actually quite weird. Like my friend's sister with 2 kids, they literally just like all summer living in the countryside with their grandfather, grandpa, and like when I had that back in the day, living, you know, in the countryside with grandparents or like, you know, like relatives, that was just like you just basically outside all day every day. You just like either playing with friends or you doing stuff for, you know, for your grandparents in the garden and stuff, helping and shit. Her kids just like there sitting on the phone inside the house all day, except they have like some like, how do you say, like the required amount of steps they need to do in the app actually that mom set them. So like once a day they basically just go outside and just like walk around the yard just in circles, you know, just to get those steps that they need to do so they can resume back home to browsing their phones. And that's the whole summer, whole vacations and stuff. Like what the fuck, dude? Holy shit. What a life. What a life, man. So yeah, like basically, yeah, they just, you know, the full-blown iPad parenting then. I see, Warfare, I see. I mean, screens are fine. That's the thing. Like we didn't have all these like age estimations and stuff, right? We didn't have all those ratings. Like I played, like we met with my cousin, right, who visited recently from Berlin. She lives in Berlin now, and she visited and she was like, "Oh, remember how I fucking played Postal?" I'm like, "Yep," and I constantly actually like bringing up that example. Like I was, I don't remember, like 12 or something, and she was like 10. And we just went to the store and bought fucking Postal 2 and we just like played it. And she was like after that like telling her grandma like how it was cool that like, you know, guy started puking and we cut his head with the shovel and the puke was going out of the you know, like of the neck hole. And you know, I don't think anything like, you know, went that bad and that wrong, you know, since then. I might be kind of a bit of a, you know, like maybe not the best example. Some like dude, you know, like sitting playing video games live, you know, for some meager income and everything. But I mean, she's like she's with family, with the kid, you know, living in another country already with the engineering education and stuff. I mean, I also have one, but not engineering, but still, but that doesn't count. She at least used it actually. Sheep. Now, welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. The functional adult, basically, let's put it that way. And all those age ratings weren't exactly like that bad. But obviously, like stuff like with multiplayer functionality, that shit needs to be heavily regulated, and then no age ratings will help you, because like as a lot of online multiplayer games say, online interactions are not, you know, not possible to rate, because you never know what kind of interaction you're gonna get with someone there. And that's something that they need to work and address, and that's way harder than just like slapping some ratings on top of that. Like that stuff, limiting is kind of good though. Yeah, Warfare, yeah, exactly. Exactly, we all did. Bet everyone also had some access to porn and stuff also. Not to mention, I think Dinker stuff we got way before internet even, because it was literally on like, you know, in the parents' stashes with like VHS, you know, cassettes and everything. All seen that, all done that, no problems, you know. Not saying it should be available easily, but yeah, I don't think you kind of like, you just need to have some control over what your kids are doing, not the full-on, you know, blanket complete limiting of everything. Don't need that. Yeah, the magazine suit true. Like, you don't need that, in my opinion. You just need better control. Better promote and try to control the parenting then, you know. In my opinion, that would be kind of nice, but that never gonna happen. Like here, for example, nowadays they just like try to push it. Like they basically like even already like promoting, you know, basically getting making kids while you're like studying in the university and stuff. They get like some special, you know, like free time for exams and everything, some paychecks extra and stuff like that. Like they like trying to limit, you know, people from parenting is totally not something they would go for. Even though in my opinion it wouldn't kind of hurt, you know, to get some sort of evals and everything for people who want to be parents and stuff in the consultations and everything for like the future parents and stuff. It wouldn't hurt. And some courses and stuff, you know. Let's see, window, I see. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. True, sound pretty true, huh? The job interviews with their kids, I say. So yeah, this should be the parenting thing, in my opinion. Yeah, it's going sheep. How's life? Banan, why banan though? Why banan? I wouldn't mind really. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, just need to kind of like. I think it's also from the lack of grass touching, honestly. Like when we did touch the grass, we did spend way less time, you know, doing and digging for some degenerate things on the internet and stuff. The grass touching is lacking, honestly. Not sure what to do about it. That is a hard one. That is a hard one. No, that we all see. Oh man, why? It's like barely functioning site, looks like. At the moment, Hollow Knight Silksong launch breaks global game storefronts, hence already one of Steam's biggest games ever by concurrent peak count. That's what we had. Game Pass subscribers similarly struggled to download the sequel via either their apps or Xbox console. Nintendo ended up having to briefly take its store offline completely. Players on PlayStation were struggling to find the game on the PSN store at all. Then not just the Steam, man. It wasn't just the Steam. Spot in the top 20 biggest Steam games ever by concurrent count. And we'll see, we'll see. That was the weekend the results go in there. Hey, Niccolo. True, gostowanie true. Same. Same here, huh? Alright, let's see what is up there. Silksong in 449,000 at the moment. Was 587 in the end, so it still didn't go that far from 500. I got kinda decent enough estimation for that one then. Seems about right. Seems about right. Yeah, Cronus probably with Hell is Us didn't really even do that much of a oversplash there, sadly. Sadly. Wouldn't say it's like the fault of the Silksong, yeah? Yeah, that one also didn't go that crazy. Good stuff though. Hopefully they'll manage to sell enough. Steam, Nintendo Store, and Xbox and PlayStation apparently too, so They did manage to kill a whole lot of stores there. Whole lot of them. $2K confirms a staff reduction at Steve and XCOM developer Firaxis. 2K Studio must restructure and optimize them for adaptability, collaboration, and creativity. You launch new Civ, time to fire everyone. Time to fire everyone. Seen Helizas much on Twitch. I mean, to be honest, Helizas kind of like for like majority of streamers is probably not the best game to stream because, you know, there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of like yapping, and there's a lot of puzzles, you know. So for your average majority, that is probably not something they want to play and not something they want to see, in my opinion. I would say so. New Civ is trash. Careful, careful. Sultan might see it. He will destroy you. Restructure dozens of workers. None of them acknowledged the layoffs. Was it the 2K or was it Take-Two? I think it was Take-Two though, I think, who was saying, oh, actually, yeah, the parent company Take-Two, actually, so it is pretty much the same. Yeah, the Take-Two was always like, which layoffs? No, there was no layoffs. We didn't close any studios, you know. And then suddenly they actually did, but they never admit it. This like the Euro system. What exactly is the Euro system there? Is it something like in Millennia or something? And you can go like different sort of type of development, not just, you know, the straight up, the usual. Finish get points, you lose soldiers in cities unless you have perk. The fuck? That sounds weird, huh? A Wizards of the Coast president would love a new Dungeons and Dragons MMORPG. I want to see that happen. John Haidt, the former general manager for Warcraft. Now you lose shit ton of progress and have to select new Civ. Oh, I see, alright. Yeah, that does sound kinda weird, huh? That does sound weird, huh? Another MMO. You have Dungeons and Dragons Online, literally. And that one I think is not doing that that good, eh? That's kinda old, but still. You already have some. Do you even need more? Alright, let's see. Skyblivion project lead says release date reveals finally getting closer. As Oblivion remake mod shows off revamped intro, progress is generally good. Well, it's supposed to be like already like kind of close to even like the actual remaster and stuff. That was supposed to be out very soon already. I guess it didn't work that well there. Oh, damn, meta progression in the Civ? What the fuck, dude? Why you like... right, like they try to make everything live service and try to, like, you know, anchor everyone in their game. Like, bro, it ain't gonna work for you also in the long run. in other games of yours. Like the more of those like live services and stuff you get, the harder it will be like to make something new later too. Because, you know, people just don't have time for that shit if they're gonna be grinding all your stuff all the time. There we go. There's even more about it then. Skyblevion's 2025 release goal is pointless and unachievable, claims longtime dev, accuses two leads of rushing the mod out. Developer DKs confirms they are no longer part of Skyblevion team. The departure choice to write my statement came when I discovered that another one of our longtime volunteers, Kettle Witch, had left over the same issues. Claimed Kettle Witch's effort to voice concerns about communication on the project and the team's ability to hit the announced release date goal was met with no real concern. And that when the modder subsequently left the Skyblevion team, no announcement was made to the team and we weren't even made aware that one of our old guard had left. This was the push for me to finally leave, since it seemed like any attempt for me to do the same would just be met with the same apathy. Moderns and drama, yeah. I mean, like, why trying to push it in some specific release date, dude? Like, it's a mod. You don't have like the corporate behind you, even though I guess I wouldn't be surprised if there's already, you know, like the modding team that on like some Patreon budget managed already to run, you know, like some like CEO, CFO, CMO and stuff like that. You know, with investor calls and other shit there. The desire for the project delaying isn't so that we can keep adding feature creeps, but just to get the minimum viable product done without breaking our backs over it. Sad day in the industry when even passion projects are rushed and induce crunch. True. Now, who cares if you like, you know, for a mod? Like I'm waiting for fucking Tron 2.0 mod already, like for 3 years, just like not actually playing it on Boomerthon because I saw that there is one in the works. So I'm like, all right, I'll start it next year. Next year I'm checking. It's still nothing new since then. All right, I'll wait another year. It's that already like for 2 years or something. I mean, it is what it is. At least they're making it, you know, eventually. A less passion project and more of a crunch project. And no one is gonna notice this excuse for rushing and laziness. Harder to talk to project lead Rebel about problems the project has or how little developers are being told about lead decisions. Announcing 2025 release goal for the mod back in 2023 was a massive mistake. It was driven by YouTuber and Skyblevion implementation lead Heavy Burns not wanting to make another trailer unless it was a release day trailer. Go on to allege that Heavy Burns taking the much more prominent developer role at Rebel's request, having been originally brought in to make trailers and dev diary videos. To the point they argue it now feels like to all the devs that he's the one in charge. Keys accuses Heavy Burns of dismissing the input as well as gaslighting them and accusing them of being difficult to work with. There it is, dude. The modding drama, dude. And MVP became more and more minimum by the day in order to make it December. Made it clear our goal is to release this year, and that being said, there is still work we need to finish. Ultimately, Oblivion will be released when the team is confident with it. Our goal has been to have it ready for release this year. The insane dramas there. Now, what is ready? Right now, we all agree Sky Oblivion isn't ready. Our aim is that it will be by the end of the year. If we as a team decide that it isn't, we will be sure to share that. The drama, Duna. Yeah, the issues with Fallout London. And like, no one cared about really about those issues, eh? Like, it happens, it's a mod, eh? Like, don't need to crunch over that stuff. I feel like it's also like, it's as soon as there's like, you know, like some big monetization coming in for the mod creation, a lot of those stories about like, you know, like modders being like headhunted to the big studios and stuff, a lot of people started like try-harding, I guess, it a little too much. Not out of passion, but out of, you know, some other goals, I guess. Did you get the escape from Tarkov on Steam now too? So they actually will do it. No, Tarkov actually, didn't you? So many like the debate ones then. Escape from Tartarus. What the fuck is that even doing? They not? I thought they got one already going. Or they still kind of teased it but didn't launch it though. And why? Because the why might be. I might actually kind of want to have, you know, people to test it for them already. Instead of just trying to cook it all on their own. Okay, so there's only just a tease that it might be on Steam, alright. Now the page on Steam will be available soon, all details later. Yeah, so they still kind of like 1.0 release on their own website to farm lost bits, you know, of money from their own website to not share with Gaben. And then they're already gonna start other platforms and stuff to farm other crumbs there. Morrowind's being ported into Elden Ring by a modder complete with the vast army of ghosts and female clones Wardenfell's always had. The fuck, dude? That's some dink modding right there. Creation of all the locations from Morrowind rendered with the extra fidelity and weather effects possible in the engine of a modern FromSoft game. And wander through the streets of Balmora, gaze out the ghost fence from Red Mountain, and even pulled by Vivek to dig around in its namesake's favorite hovering spot. And no doubt where Argonians or Elder Scrolls racism. Feel bad, man. Stock clones of generic Elden Ring lady and as placeholders. I see. And goats as a placeholders for every creature. I see, alright. Gotta get some modeling going for that one, I guess. Gotta get that going. Done a fair bit of research on what the remaining work is left. From what I can tell, everything I want to do is possible. Just comes down to the number of hours it's going to take to build it all out. Insane. I tried cramming Morrowind into both original Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3 before turning to Elden Ring because it come without headache of being close to the world loading restrictions. Also not worried about the little hotspots from Bethesda or From Software potentially seeing one of the couple of videos he's now posted about the mod, declaring that this project does not violate any copyright whatsoever. It will work a bit like the Tale of Two Wastelands mod. Merges Fallout 3 and New Vegas into one experience, allows you to travel between two games' worlds. And as such, you'll need to own a copy of Morrowind and a copy of Elden Ring to give it a go. Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense. But that kind of makes sense since you'll be able to play like one full game inside another full game. You do kind of need the sources. Next. Left 4 Dead's lead designer is making another 4-player co-op shooter that expands the formula. Assume it doesn't just mean it's 5 players now, though that would be very funny. Yeah, did we have like the Back 4 Blood from the Left 4 Dead creators already? But that I think didn't go that well in the end. Even though I guess it kind of lost it for some time at least. If you enjoy teamwork, attention, and replayability of my past games, you'll probably find this one interesting. Let's see what do I say. On Left 4 Dead side, a booth has credits on Counter-Strike Condition Zero and Team Fortress 2. I worked for Valve after they acquired Turtle Rock in 2008, then left in 2012 to join Blizzard and work on something unannounced. Went to Facebook to work on multiplayer virtual reality MacGuffins for the Oculus Rift. Recently joined the board of directors for Resolution, creators of tabletop RPG Demo. Hoping the new Left 4 Dead-like isn't some kind of VR exclusive. True. More modern. Fan-made The Crew Revival gets a release date a year and a bit on from the Ubisoft Race's controversial shutdown. Crew Unlimited's developers will be dishing it out for free, or else Ubisoft would kick our asses. Modders to the rescue again. Will come out September 15th, actually. Not even like that many people who actually did enjoy The Crew. I mean, I guess considering the ruckus around it, maybe there was. Alright, next. Xbox has cancelled Perfect Dark reboot. It reportedly have been revived, but talks over Take-Two publishing it fell through. Last month's Crystal Dynamics layoffs followed the deal's collapse, according to report. So they kinda almost did it. Let's see, what do I say? Talks over a deal between two sides and Embracer Group and not fallen through. Microsoft and Take-Two's failure to reach an agreement is what preceded the unspecified number of layoffs at Crystal Dynamics last week. Nice if we lived in the world where bigwigs shaking hands wasn't sometimes the thing workers have to pin their hopes of retaining their livelihoods on. True. Things get even more galling when you read what Bloomberg site is at least part of the reason the talks fell through. What had happened with long-term ownership of the Perfect Dark series was reportedly a sticking point. Yes, that would be a long-term ownership of a series Microsoft clearly saw so much potential in that they've just canned the reboot of it and moved to shadow developers the initiative in one fell swoop. Needless to say, execs not coming to terms over who gets to add Perfect Dark to the list of names tucked away in their dusty vaults would be a pretty depressing thing to have contributed to the reboot's fate and subsequent layoffs. Reps for Xbox, Take-Two and Embracer all declined to comment when asked by Bloomberg. It was almost revived, but then they couldn't agree who's gonna keep the franchise after, I guess. Yeah, what a time to be alive, man. Yeah, remain in the dark, yeah. Well, we still remain. Yeah, what do you even give a shit if they're not doing anything with it? Might as well just sell it. Who cares? No, and I guess after all the trailers, they needed to post some more clear. Blood of Dawn Walker's time mechanics are surprisingly relaxed. The hero may kill NPCs if you let him get thirsty. Alright, so I guess we're not getting insane time pressure, because yeah, after like the last showcase, it was a bit of a concern for me at least. It looks like not for me, since they needed to explain now that it's not gonna be that bad. Saudi government-backed firm and Giga Project now co-owns fighting game tournament EVO. Public investment fund company Qiddiya buy a stake in long-running event series. Damn, the EVO is gone. Event co-owners have been Nodwin and talent management company RTS. RTS have now been bought by Qiddiya Investment Company, a PIF backed from that is also overseeing the building of Qiddiya City. It's part of Saudi ruler Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030 initiative. Qiddiya's chief strategy officer, let's say Muhammad, but maybe Hadad Al-Dawuda, called the move a strategic step that will further strengthen our esports business and unlock new opportunities across the broader gaming ecosystem. Most importantly, this will enable Qiddiya to keep fueling the continued growth of Evolution Championship Series, the world's largest fighting game event since 1996 with unlimited potentials. That we get some insane prize funds there, looks like. It is time. And the word of the day is sports washing. Yeah, the next Sports World Cup in the end did kind of go under the radar somewhat. And they got that. Now it's gonna be even more. It's gonna get all the esports completely. Now that would be a twist. All right, let's see. Next. Some dang gaming there. Help a spaceship give birth before it collides with a star in ultrasound. The worst baby shower ever. What the fuck? Don't purge critical systems pronto, going to end up the wrong side of a photosphere. The Steam page there. See what it is doing stuff there. Sci-fi horror point-and-click game. Ultrasound machine to diagnose and do surgery on a grotesque infection spreading aboard a space freighter. Craft meds, upgrade machine, find new surgical tools, and restore ship systems before you collide with a star. Soon something will be born. Does sound very dank indeed, eh? Should be something interesting. Dankness we like, man. Dankness we like. Alright, next. Star Tracker's anniversary update adds wheel and joystick support to the Space Lloyd Sim plus speed cameras. Be interesting actually to check what did change since then. Hey, Glorious, hello. The creator of Dark and Deep, let's see. I wonder what else they did with this one so far. And maybe they did fix some of the things that were a little kind of not perfect about this one, leading people to not enjoy it that much, including me, I guess. And the anniversary, has it been a year? It's been a year then. It's been a year already, yeah. With Star Trek actually does kind of feel like it was even longer ago, I kind of feel. But yeah, I guess it wasn't that long, eh? Very nice. Gonna maybe need to revisit at some point, see what they did there. Concerned Ape assures that Stardew Valley Update 1.7 won't delay Haunted Chocolatier much. It might even release first. Barone is taking more of a creative director role in the new update. So there's going to be more people working on it now. Announced there will be another major content update for Stardew Valley, the 1.7 update. Might be wondering if Concerned Ape is working on Stardew Valley 1.7. Will that cause Haunted Chocolatier to take longer? The answer may be a little, but not as much as you might think. Working with a small team in Stardew Valley, additions and fixes since update 1.3. He's still completely solo on Haunted Chocolatier for the time being. He is fully personally locked in on content development for previous Stardew updates. Barone says that with updates 1.7, been trying to take more of a creative director role in the team, so that at least for now I can focus the vast majority of my attention on Haunted Chocolatier. So far been pretty good, and we're working at a relaxed pace. I have a ton of ideas, and everything has been high quality, and eventually I'll have to spend a little more time focused on Stardew Valley, because in order for me to maintain a full connection to the game, I need my hand to touch every piece of new content, and there are some aspects of content development which I insist on doing myself, like the music. But with our no release date approach to 1.7 update, not certain when that time will come. Might even be after Haunted Chocolatier comes out. No guarantees though, Baru adds that reality of my life is that I have a very popular first game that I still want to take care of, which means that my second game might take a little longer. Stardew Valley's audience is still growing, he notes, and it's hard to just stop improving it when there are still things that can be improved. But I hope the approach I'm taking for Stardew Valley 1.7 will help keep Hunt Chocolatier on track. It remains tight-lipped as to what update 1.7 might involve. Impressive, dude. Still pumping some free updates for the game. Holy. Still pumping free shit. Шугестование шо. True. Alright, next. Yeah, that was the Fiesta there. Team Cherry working on equality issues with Hollow Knight Silksong's simplified Chinese translation following mixed Steam reviews. Improvements will be in the works over the coming weeks. Fucked up with translation. Well, you see, like the language-specific reviews actually doing work already. Pretty soon after, you know, implementing that. And they already work. As you can easily see, thanks to Steam's recent introduction of language-specific review splits, the mixed reviews are unique to the 6,382 people who left verdicts in simplified Chinese so far. For every other language, including traditional Chinese, the impressions being left are either mostly or overwhelmingly positive. Though it is worth noting that a sizable number are more shows of support for Team Cherry than proper reviews, being based on less than an hour playtime. True. Well, see, like traditional Chinese is fine though. That's mostly negative for Chinese reviews, I say. Appreciate you letting us know about the quality issues with the current simplified Chinese translation. We'll be working to improve the translation over the coming weeks. Thank you for the feedback and support. Yeah, man, this weekend is one of those weekends when you need another weekend right after just to rest. One of those. The issue flagged online as early as its recent Gamescom demo in late August, with one user describing it as terrible. And adding, if there are no changes in the official version, I'm afraid there is a risk of bad reviews. I wonder what's better to do then. Just like turn the translation off completely maybe and remove it from the page. Announce that, you know, we're working on fixing it. Still probably gonna be people molding about it because people already... There's always someone tracking all that stuff, you know, so they will know that the translation was removed. The demo's text reflects what we will see in the final release. I must say translation style in the demo differs greatly from the first game. Many lines feel unnatural and some are even quite awkward or confusing in Chinese. The unnaturalness of the translation appears to stem from the use of classical grammar. A bit like an English translation, which uses words like thee and thou. Shakespearean skong. Sounds like it could be a fun time where you are not just trying to lose yourself in a game you waited ages for. See. Yeah, it's interesting how did it manage to kind of like slide through, you know, the issue like that, especially if they got feedback with the demo. I guess that's what you get for, you know, like having the demo only like days pretty much before the release and only on the convention. Probably would be better if you already could get people to see it and give you feedback way earlier. I mean, like way earlier, but at least, you know, early enough for you to make a fix fast. Roadcraft's first expansion adds a Brilgia layer, 2 new maps, and the option to make your life much tougher. Time to crank up the Bob the Builder theme tune again. Any Roadcraft enjoyers? Getting them updates there still. Well, still. I mean, considering how much updates are still SnowRunner and stuff getting, they probably gonna be pumping those for a while. I should just learn it. I mean, they don't, like a lot of people in many countries just don't care. That's it. So, like, I mean, sure, you can just like not translate it, but then you're missing a huge chunk of audience. And for something that big, I think it would be kind of like, you know, a very sizable amount. The Volver boss calls a GTA 6 and of the... What was this one even already? I forgot. Pentable A game and latest attack on human dignity. The quadruple A is already in the past. It's already in the past. I mean, there are triple A games and then there are quadruple A games. And I'd argue that the GTA is potentially pentable A game. Just bigger than anything else, both in the scope and scale of the game and the kind of cultural impact that it has and the attention it demands. Oh damn, time for someone already to claim that theirs is gonna be like, you know, sextuple one. It's like a scream true. Quadruple A was on the Skull and Bones? No, it was, what was its name? Callisto Protocol. That was first quadruple A game, if I remember correct. Skull and Bones already wasn't the first even. Callisto Protocol by the main designer was already claimed being quadruple A before release. Quadruple A's so far weren't actually really that good there. Already been there and bought the t-shirt even. Damn. The CDPR already beaming on that stuff. But yeah, everyone kind of forgot that Callisto Protocol was the first one. Ubisoft is just a little kind of, you know, more popular to shit on, so they got remembered better with that. But Callisto was the first. 1 second, soundtrack. So we're getting into that kind of range with all the A's. Alright, next. Oh, what else do we have there? I gotta get that there, and I had no time for the notes today, so gotta get it right here and right now. Paramount and Activision strike deal to make a Call of Duty movie. Wonder what exactly specifically will make it Call of Duty. Oh shit. Donibus, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the dono, thank you. That is very nice of you. Whoever that is, thank you. Don't remember Callisto calling themselves quadruple A. No, there was. There was the Schofield calling it. I can find no, it wasn't Schofield, it was their publisher calling it, I think. I think it was their publisher. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, Callisto Protocol is quadruple A and still coming late 2022, says Krafton. Yeah, it was their publisher. Making some big boasts about its quadruple A quality. You can check the key slide from Krafton presentation below. There it is. Callisto Protocol, Striking Distance Studios, Quad A, quadruple A all day. There it is. They've been first long ago. Yeah, not sure what they planning to do there with the Call of Duty movie. How is that gonna be that much different from, you know, any other action movie about some soldiers and stuff, basically? Not so sure. But I mean, name itself already, you can put that name on anything, it's gonna be already probably a blockbuster there. Honoring a brand's rich narrative. Damn, son. Distinctive style, promising an authentic and exciting experience for longtime fans and newcomers alike. And the rich narrative there. Holy. The insane Call of Duty lore. Alright, next. Come on. It's a little bit more annoying to scroll here. Come on. Alright, this one then. Let's see what this one has. Okay, that one wasn't a part of the beta, right? A new Battlefield 6 Battle Royale gameplay leaks online. That was not in the beta. This one will be free to play, right? We'll see, I guess. Leaks. We ain't watching though, just in case, because they like doing some cease and desist after that. But apparently there is one already. Battlefield 6 doesn't have ray tracing and it might not get it for a long time. Already going back, removing the ray tracing everywhere. It doesn't have the ray tracing. Not going to have ray tracing when the game launches, and we don't have any plans in the near future for it either. That was because we wanted to focus on performance. We wanted to make sure that all of our effort was focused on making the game as optimized as possible for the default settings and the default users. Just made a decision relatively early on that we just I weren't going to do ray tracing, and again, it was mostly so that we could focus on making sure it was performance for everyone else. That sounds good. Performance does sound good. Can just start it later when everything's going well already. Should check the demo, the beta, just to see the performance actually on the laptop and stuff. Would be kinda interesting. That would be kinda interesting. But also kinda like, I guess, would be playing it anyway much, so I decided to skip it. And with the space issues again too. Another one here too. Nintendo Switch Direct will take place in September, it is claimed. Another one, a reliable source claimed. Well, if it's a reliable source, then probably. Nintendo Direct September. Second week of the month. It would be in the latter half one or around September 11th and 12th. We'll see. I wonder what that will be about. The reliable one, apparently. Hard to tell which games will be at the event. Well, there should be. It's about time for them, I guess, to show some exclusives already. You know, the console is around already for a while. I'm gonna pump some more content for that one. Star Wars Outlaws Switch 2 port reportedly performed poorly ahead of launch. Well, and apparently when it was actually launched, it was actually kinda alright. I think the person who claimed that actually even did some sort of like statement on that they apologize, but I bet that's gonna be the meme for some time. Especially since people also like to meme on Outlaws, so that might be the case. Lego Pokemon date and prices have possibly leaked, and it include $649.99 set, it is claimed. Damn, so you got another one to buy. Time for another Lego for you to buy. Just 650 bucks. It's kinda nothing right there. Just get yourself some Lego. Set with 587 pieces will cost $60. A second set contains 2050 pieces and costs $200. Third and the final set apparently features a whopping 6,838 pieces and will set you back $649. Assim, so I see. A leak could be Pikachu, actually. But getting progressively bigger and more expensive. Just like... Should at least like not just, you know, like the just more chunkier Pikachu, but just like get, you know, like the evolutions of the Pokemon or something with the bigger set or some shit. And make them bigger, I guess. They actually will, man. They actually will. I think they will. I'll tell you how it might even go. It's like gonna be just a bunch of scalpers just like buying the whole supply and then people molding and buying that even more expensive later down the line. That's probably how it's gonna happen even. But like 650 is like the base price if you're lucky. Some will pay more. Some will pay more. Alright, next. And some of this stuff we already had, eh? So managed to catch some of these news already. Come on. This one does have like a lot of garbage they post in. So getting through it takes a little. That's why I do the notes. That's why I always do the notes. Yeah, maybe like the tariffs and stuff also gonna affect. Maybe they already did. Maybe they already did. Maybe it already is affected, eh? Ubisoft reaffirms that it is working on the future Rayman. Ubisoft Milan is working on it. Currently working together on future Rayman. Fans shouldn't expect news from us too soon. Still gonna be pretty far away then. Ubisoft currently has the following projects scheduled to release. Project Over, a next mainline Ghost Recon game. Hexe, next mainline Assassin's Creed game. Splinter Cell remake, new mainline Far Cry game. A new Far Cry extraction-based shooter. I have a feeling this might get cancelled, eh? Prince of Persia remake, Animal Crossing-esque type game. World War II extraction-based shooter. Another one. They just decided to go with like two extractions there. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yes, I know, but it's still happening. Project Obsidian Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake and Project Invictus Assassin's Creed multiplayer. It's quite the lineup there. Quite the lineup. See what you guys say, huh? Maybe it's your neighbors. Maybe it's your neighbors there. Enjoy the yupping. Hollow Knight Silksong devs offer free Switch 2 upgrades for Switch 1 users. Damn son, they just stay based through and through, dude. Huh? Just stay based. Rockstar delisted Red Dead Redemption 2's companion app. Damn, end of an era. It's gone. Google Play Store, App Store, find Rockstar delisted the application. Time to be getting that APK. The illegal apps. Next. Stellar Blade sequel confirmed as in development now. Already there, huh? Is in active development. Just a few weeks after the game was released, the Shift Up announced an intention to make a sequel. Now those cogs are actively turning. Actively pursuing the franchise development of the Stellar Blade IP and concurrently developing sequel to Stellar Blade. Sequel will inherit the action-packed nature of original Stellar Blade while incorporating an expanded worldview and enhanced gameplay, further solidifying its position as a franchise IP. Anticipated this will result in even greater success than the original. I'm gonna get even more booba. Increase it. Increase the levels of it. Alright, next. Clear Obscure Expedition 33 devs will explore Nintendo Switch 2 possibility. No, they would probably farm hard there. They would probably farm pretty hard there. Let's see, what do I see? Booba side was a good game. Yeah, I guess. Why not? Why not? Nintendo Switch 2 for them will be easy farm. Some possibilities that we will explore, but at the moment we cannot confirm anything. If they have an opportunity, they sure will. And just like otherwise missing some free money right there. And a lot of them. New PlayStation 5 Digital Edition will launch this month with less storage. Digital with less storage. Damn, son, that doesn't sound like a good idea to be honest. So what will be that one? Detachable disk drive, alright. Digital only. Do you guys know? Storage capacity from 1 terabyte down to 825 gigabytes, all for the same price. So the shrinkflation hitting console now already. And we got the price increase because of the tariffs. Now it's time to reduce the storage size a little bit and keep the price the same old, at least one of the versions. Iridium. The insane one. Yeah, still retail at standard 499 euros. So yeah, they're just gonna cut it down. The current 1 terabyte hard drives sell out. The move could suggest PlayStation plans to release another PlayStation 5 console in the future with a higher storage capacity. So they're gonna just like start selling lower capacity as the usual one. And then, yo, guys, we have like this higher capacity stuff, and it's the same PlayStation, just older version. But you gotta pay more. The 007 First Light Collector's Edition will set you back $300. That's some mega collectors there. Physical format plus Collector's Edition. I can even pre-order them from now. Collectors $300 for PS5. For $3, that should be something really dank. Even though I guess, yeah, the inflation also hitting hard. Oh yeah, that one. G Fuel shutdown speculation soars online after farewell post. Yeah, I don't know if they already announced it. I think they were just like relaunching into something new there. Just some rebrand or some shit. They said that they leaving, closing, goodbye. Not only can you complete purchases, but you can arrange pre-orders for upcoming releases. Yeah, I think they already announced some upgrade, some upgrade in G Fuel in there. So a lie, just some dank marketing right there. Dreamhaven lays off an undisclosed number of staff. Well, after the news last week, I guess that's kinda expected, eh? A latest due to layoff employees. The Michael Borheim, one and only. The hard decision to reduce the size of our company with the primary impact on our publishing group. Choices never easy, affect talented colleagues who have played a key role in building Dreamhaven's foundation and supporting what has been an eventful year for us. Yeah, the Wild Gate didn't pump that hard. I would assume pumping even less hard than it was. Or maybe they did get some sort of like stable audience there, but I guess not enough. I guess not enough. Just keeps slowly dying there. Slowly. True window, true. Makes sense, makes sense. As you should, I see. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. All those like mega fancy names, yeah, they are. That's the annoying stuff. Or they make like some flavor like collaboration with someone or something. I guess also I assume, right? That's the case. You like it and then it's gone because the collaboration is over or something. Limited stuff. Gonna get the FOMO on them energy tubs there. Exclusive. Insomnia Games Wolverine is likely to be at PlayStation's next State of Play. That's about time. Event towards the end of September. Well, I mean that would kind of make sense because I haven't heard anything since like the stuff was leaked there and all that, right? That was the last time we heard anything about it, I feel. Nintendo Switch 2 was delayed multiple times, it is claimed. Why would they be delaying it that much then? Nintendo repeatedly pushed back plans for Switch 2 launch after designers asked for more time to perfect the games that would accompany the new hardware. According to people familiar with the matter, while the later than expected release tested the patience of fans and frustrated third-party game publishers, the company decided that aiming for perfection was more important. And they still got like almost nothing on release in terms of games. Would be even worse then. Would be even worse. It would be even worse than if they would release as they planned. A Batman Arkham Shadow sequel confirmed by voice actor. And the VR going home. Confirm the sequel. doing the voices there. No, apparently it didn't do kind of good, huh? It's hard to track, we know, because of all the different stores and stuff, but yeah, apparently it did kind of good, huh? The VR Batman, eh? Alright, next. That we had them. Come on. So much like garbage also being posted in this one. More games for Ulton, baby. It's like NBA. 2K confirms making a college basketball experience. It's truly a working college basketball experience that will feature more than 100 programs from across the country, from powerhouses to Cinderella stories. Competition fuels quality at all levels, which is why our approach with college basketball ensures our partner schools, college athletes, and our players all benefit. More good news, you won't have to wait long to start seeing your favorite colleges show up in game. We've got big plans for 2027 and beyond, and even a few surprises coming in early 2026, proving the quality of the basketball experience we can deliver for years and have every intention to bring that same level of quality to college hoops. Like, I guess like the what was the football or whatever, the college one that like pumped some crazy numbers. Now everyone decided to get the college, all the college leagues and all the college sports in. Easy monies, even more sports to buy. Already making some every year. Time to, you know, to add another one, so now you can make 2 every year. Easy life. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater sold over 1 million copies in 2 days. Kinda expected maybe being a little better for such a game, but good enough, I guess. Good enough, I guess. Especially in 2 days, I guess. Not bad. Not bad. It's an announcement of the new update there. Address and the feedback. 21:9 aspect ratio display support. Steps on. Getting all the insane advancement in there. Address the launch issues. Alright, next. The Ubisoft dev says Nintendo Switch 2 game cards don't support performance needed. And there it is, Utilizing the cards and instead of the memory cards, using the game keys and download being required. It's going full digital at this point, I guess. Physical edition of the game utilizes the game key feature. Many assumed it was cost effective to go this route. One Ubisoft developer says the cost has nothing to do with it. Instead, it was all about the performance of the game on the platform. Snowdrop relies heavily on disk streaming for its open world environments, and we found the Switch 2 cards simply didn't give the performance we needed at the quality target we were going for. Don't recall the cost of the cards ever entering the discussion, probably because it was moot. As it was with Build Game around the SSDs of the initial target platforms, and then Switch 2 came along a while later. In this case, I think our leadership made the right call. I even bother with physical at this point, everything goes full digital. Traditional Switch 2 game cards don't actually install the game on your system, game remains on the card. Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense then. That performance will be not very good if you are disk reliant there. And Lenovo Legion Go 2 releases in October starting at $1,100. What the fuck? Legion Go 2, the sequel to the 2023 handheld gaming PC. Handheld was first shown as a prototype at CES 2025, but is now set to come to market on October 31st. A Windows 11 based handheld PC that features the same 8.8-inch screen as its predecessor. Difference there, however, is the new screen is an OLED panel with the 1920x1200 resolution, down from 2560-1600s of the original, and 144 Hz refresh rate. Do you really need like such insane like resolutions and refresh rates on fucking handheld that doesn't really have insane, you know, hardware inside? Do you really? The Ryzen Z2 processor, 32GB of LP5X 8000 memory, up to an AMD Radeon 890M integrated graphics card. Waiting for the Deck 1. Let's see. I wouldn't mind something like that. Just like that's the funny part. Like I could use like laptops to stream, but capturing from the portable like this would be kind of weird because they would be probably even weaker than the laptop. But then buying such pretty expensive specific device to use as like an OBS machine to stream and capture the laptop, that sounds kind of weird too. Especially since that's the price already, you can get kinda somewhat decent laptop. A battery doubling the capacity of a Legion will go. A redesign with more ergonomic lines, smoother feel and smarter button layout. Still feature FPS mode, turning the right controller into vertical mouse for more natural control during FPS games. Provide accurate drift-free control. Oh, the 32 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage will cost $1,350 even already, alright. 1,350, like, I basically got my laptop cheaper than that, I think, if I remember correct. And, well, I mean, it ain't handheld though, so like, if you specifically want handheld, but, I don't know, man, do you really for that kind of price? Do you really for that kind of price? Bethesda teases Starfield Terran Armada in anniversary post. That's something. In the post on social media, team posted happy anniversary message that was overlaid with a glitching message reading Terran Armada. Damn son, the DLC is happening. It's gonna be something about the Earth or some shit. The Terran Armada. Finally. finally. I mean, I haven't played the previous one. I'm not planning to get this one anytime soon. But at least we got some info on that stuff. Ben Studio hiring for a new multiplayer game. Specific request: experience with multiplayer game development and design. Seeking experienced and visionary creative director to help lead a project currently in development. Role is responsible for driving decisions that set the creative vision, quality bar, and emotional tone of the game. In this capacity, you will serve to keep the team informed, aligned, motivated, inspired, and engaged. Not much else going on. Overall creative vision of the project, aligning creative vision, the best support and enhanced gameplay systems, mechanics, and player experience goals. Time for the Days Gone Online. Let's go. It is time. Machine Games hints at new Wolfenstein game. New documentary on Wolfenstein may hint at the future of the series for Machine Games. Well, I mean, it's been a while. I guess makes sense. Almost 6 years. Still haven't played the new ones, actually. Still haven't played the new ones. I think this is important to say because I've always seen this as a trilogy. So that journey of BJ, even during those the first weeks at ID, when we mapped out New Order, we still had the plan for at least that character. What will happen in the second one, what will happen in the third one, I think that's important to say, because at least I hope that we are not done with Wolfenstein yet. We have a story to tell. Still might be happening more then. Alright, next. Just like posting a bunch of like search engine optimization dog here too that you need to scroll through. All Roblox steal Star Wars codes and rewards. Very important information there. Very important information. Alright, fine. Think so, Sheep? Think so? I thought that one kind of was like, you know, I think most of the people didn't really take it as some sort of like, you know, mainline game. I think a lot of people realize that it's just kind of like some sort of little spin-off stuff. But I mean, I guess it could also kind of like, you know, the Corpa guys just saw that something with the name Wolfenstein in it didn't do well, so you know, Wolfenstein equals bad. Not touching it anymore. Reaper Actual has blockchain features, and I spoke to the developer to figure out why. Damn, son. I am curious to see what a bunch of bull is gonna be about. Upcoming open world first-person shooter with persistence. One day accommodate hundreds of players in a single server. Boast a breeding ecosystem featuring evolution of time, weather, and factions, and is going to be free to play. That doesn't sound good enough, considering it's designed to be accessible no matter your skill level. First impressions of Reaper Actual are often derailed slightly when prospective fans learn that the game has blockchain and NFT elements built into it. This was a huge concern for me, but since talking to the team at Distant Possibility Studios at Gamescom, I caught up with them once again to dispel any worries about the NFT mechanics in Reaper Actual. Can you actually dispel that, to be honest? Can you? Yeah, ship could be. Happy to say that once I learn how it all works, I'm satisfied it's not going to be a problem. Will it be, though? Elements that place the game on the blockchain. Don't fully understand that world, but I know enough to appreciate that for some gamers that's a huge red flag. True. Things that you'll be able to buy, sell bases are a good example. You'll be able to buy a base which will be a unique unit at an address in the game world. You can think of that as the elevator in a high-rise building or the entrance to a bunker facility. Multiple people can have bases within that same location, but each one is like a unique fingerprint. Not only is it unique in terms of what the base by default is, but it also contains all of the upgrades that you do it as a player over time. If you leveled up your base to be able to make really good sniper rifles, and that represents some number of hours and some number of credits and investments to level your base up. If you decided to sell that base, you could just rip out all those upgrades if you wanted to and get your credits back, but you could just package up the base with the upgrades you've installed. An insane feature. Do you really need the whole blockchain for that? It's an increased ownership. Oh yeah, classic shit there, dude. Giving players a kind of financial control over their bases that they invest time and effort in to build up. We discussed bases, also learned that Reapers, the game's character models, will be available to list as NFTs after being upgraded and evolved by players. You'll be able to mint and sell our Reapers. As I mentioned, they are permutationally unique characters that exist within the game. They have a combination of things that can make them situationally attractive for different roles and missions. Between all of this and their biography, their name, their look, they have a pretty unique combination of things, and it's just a very easy way to convey that to allow people to trade those things. It's with the functionality that you get with an NFT, where it's just all contained in one cryptographic asset. Nice, Gustavania, nice. Feels good. Feels good. Sounds like a good Sunday indeed. Our NFTs optional, Reaper actual. Practical blockchain mechanics, alright. Spend hours building up a base to then sell it to someone who would rather purchase one ready-made than grind themselves to get it. A real estate market in that respect. It makes it feel like it's something that is yours, and that's how we're trying to lean into NFTs. One of the things that they get maligned on, people have opinions on all sides of the map about this stuff, is that they tend to be viewed only as a speculative vehicle. And the reason they're in the game is because people want to be doing money stuff with them or whatever. In reality, a lot of these mechanics can be utility granting and utility oriented, right? How? I just find playing without investing in the blockchain side of things. Going to be running the game on Steam, we're going to be running on Epic. Wasn't Gaben not letting the crypto shit in? Going to be completely devoid of Web3 mechanics. All of the functionality is going to be exactly the same. Oh, I see, alright. So like basically Steam and Epic versions will be free from that. So you want to play NFT version, you play off the platform. I see, I guess. I see what they're doing then. There'll still be permutationally unique Reapers. You'll still be able to upgrade and sell your base. You'll just be using it with a different kind of currency. I see, alright. Do you really need to tame that stuff that way? Like, if anything, like, do it like Raven Dawn did. They just released the actual, you know, like MMO, clean, you know, everyone played, figured how it's alright. And then after some time, they already released the blockchain version, which I think ended up also kind of flopping in the end. So, at least like do it that way instead of like making this so confusing. And Gibbon still doesn't give a fuck, I see, alright. thereby proving none of that stuff is necessary at all. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I always like said about it. Like I kind of like I was on like the blockchain trade early, right, with like Bitcoin back in the day, and like in general later I was like with Ethereum and stuff. I kind of like know a little. Like I ain't expert or anything, right? I know a little, and it might be kind of alright in some situations and some uses, but in games I still don't really see that use whatsoever. Like if it's like one game and you set up like this whole shit for this one game, then like why? Unless you're getting like the game full open source and stuff and running it decentralized, so you kind of like, you know, like that's what like EVE Online, their new Vanguard or whatever, was trying to do, right? They just wanted to make it full like open source and just pretty much like let players, you know, like do everything themselves. Like it's decentralized, it's on some blockchain, whatever, and players sort of like own everything, including the game themselves. That I kind of can't. It's weird, but I mean, at least it's kind of like makes sense, that kind of usage, right? So no one specifically runs that stuff. It runs on decentralized sort of infrastructure of a bunch of players, but if that's not going to be enough, it's just going to fail. You know, and maybe if the 50% attack happens and stuff, and like somehow, I don't know how exactly it works, like some sort of staking of the rights in the governorship, right? Governing the ecosystem. If someone gets like over 50 and basically takes over and can take any decision themselves already, how that works then too. But yeah, if it's like in one game, like this one for example, right? Like, and you don't plan to, you know, give everything to decentralize the group of people, for example, then why even? You can do exactly the same, yeah, with just a regular database server. It will be faster, easier, cheaper, you know, and less resource heavy, and it will achieve exactly the same results. You just make a different currency for it. Like you're not, you know, like how can you make like the base? Do you need the base to be unique in the game like that? First of all, right? Like the base, like you have like, you know, bunker with like some, you know, like the workshop, you know, with the cooking station, a bunch of stuff, some decorations, right? Just make it into like some sort of seed phrase and stuff, and like there it is. Like you just kind of like sell it that way or something. Like if someone sells the seed phrase, someone buys the seed phrase, so it just kind of like recreates on their end, and boom, they own it. And that guy doesn't own, but it got some sort of in-game currency that they can spend on something else. Same with those unique characters and stuff. Like that's it. Like do you really need them completely unique? Like not really. It's just like set of like stats, skills, and stuff like that. Do you really need like something super mega giga unique? Not exactly. So yeah, I don't like, the only thing as I mentioned before already many times, is like if there will be some sort of like lots of games, you know, that will be united that way, and you will be able to own the skin from one game, and then you can pick that skin to some like other game, for example, and use it. But like, who will actually do that ever? Like Call of Duty, Battlefield, like I don't know, Counter-Strike, just making this like one connected ecosystem with the blockchain NFT that you can like get your like, you know, like AK skin from one game to another game or something. Like they will never do that, because then there's like nothing in it for them, when they can just do it on their own platform with their own currencies without any problems and farm a lot of monies from those skins microtransactions. They don't. Like, why would Call of Duty want someone to bring some sort of skin from somewhere when they can sell them that skin themselves? No point for them, absolutely. So yeah, for now I'm yet to see the actually kind of justified usage of that shit, honestly. Maybe Vanguard, maybe. Like, they actually kind of, those devs, they do, the CCP ones, they do actually, like, a lot of, like, dang shit in terms of development and stuff, so in their case, it still got a lot of like criticism, rightfully so, but I think the idea in general is kind of good if they manage to get some sort of like, you know, somewhat like eternal game somewhat, that people can just like run decentralized way themselves and develop themselves, and, you know, kind of like keep it alive themselves, basically. In that sense, in that case, I kind of see that, at least, maybe. Everything else, the closest one I remember was only like, I think was it CDPR or something, doing some sort of collectible cyberpunk watches or something, right? Like the unique watches, series of watches that was only limited amount of them created. And basically they create this like digital, you know, like certificate of authenticity sort of, which is NFT pretty much. So in that case, it kind of makes sense. Like you own the watch and you own, you know, sort of the digital confirmation that that watch is like authentic. And when you sell the watch, you can also sell that digital certificate to someone else. That is also kind of alright, but that's like not gaming related, you know, so whatever. Like, you know, like the certificate that no one can alter because it's there, it's decentralized and stuff, right? So you can just like sort of like fake it. You can always just go check it there, no one can alter it. You see that it's legit authentic watch and stuff. And that is kind of alright. That is kind of alright. But all this seem kind of dog, seem kind of dog. And they should really just like make the game first kind of normally. See how it is. Maybe get successful with this one. And already after that, you know, make some sort of like spin-off, maybe like on mobile and stuff too, because, well, I think the overlap with like some regions where mobile gaming is big and regions where people like love all this like, you know, play to earn concepts is kind of big. Because like Ragnarok Online also is trying that nowadays. They like already farm all the mobile games, and recently they started doing already like, I know there's two for sure already, like blockchain games they made, and there was some NFT games also they made. So like I don't know how many in total, but I kind of assume that the regions where mobile gaming and Ragnarok Online and like MMO mobiles and stuff like that popular is where, you know, like you can probably try to peddle that kind of shit too. But now they just kind of like got a lot of people confused with this shit. So we'll see how that will go even for them. And yeah, you have like exact proof that why do you not even need any of that in the game, because yeah, on Steam and other stores it's not gonna even have that. So like, why do you need that even? And just some sort of hyping up to get some specific audience on board, or to get some investors more likely on board, I guess, because they have some buzzwords that associated with money, you know, sorta, for some corporate people. Alright, next, let's see. Let's see what is up here. Another source. I'm gonna do this stuff also. A YouTuber sparks a minor revival of Dark Ages, obscure Nexon MMO from 1999. Damn son. Nexon never shut down a Dark Ages but kept it going with the occasional update all the way through the current year. And this is when YouTuber named Bind stumbled into Dark Ages into this past spring, touting it as amazing to his watchers in a video that ended up garnering over 3.7 million views. Thanks to that shot of free promotion, a revival of sorts began in Dark Ages. In a follow-up video this past week, Bind details how the original video blew up, and both new and returning players began pouring into this MMO. Pretty awesome story of a community bringing a dead MMO back to life and grappling with the huge influx of curious newbies. Man, I need to do something like that with like some Ragnarok or something. Even though Gravity just gonna like say like, yeah guys, we have some new games. You can enjoy playing some insane mobile slope we have. We revived it for you already, that's all you need. That is all you need. It's Bind with the spent 30 days in the dead MMO. Let's see. Could be reacting already to like the videos like that, I guess. Telling how like the main thing I think I heard about this MMO from is like because there was some graphics and there was Booba. I think that's the only reason I even heard about this one. Like I heard someone talking about this one. Hey Steve, hello. The Streaks, thank you sir, thank you. How's it going, man? Feeling any better there? Feeling any better? Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get the hell is us with the Cronus. We need more time. We need more time in those. For now at least. And then we'll see. The Raven 2. Mobile though. The entire globe will get to see what all the Raven is about sometime soon. Android, iOS, and PC by Epic Games Store. Oh damn, the combination, dude. The combination right there. All the best platforms, all the best platforms across all the other platforms, you know, all the hardware platforms and software platforms, I guess. Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And that is exactly where you know, where you hear about the game. I think it was maybe my actually Booba Endure friend there. Could be. Could be that. Well, I mean, I guess we all kind of Booba Endures, but yeah, he's like a little too fixated on the Booba in games, especially. One of those guys who like molding about the insane, you know, like limitations nowadays in the amount of Booba and stuff. Yeah, see, Steve, I see. Prestiged already. Well, when you max level, right? After that, you kind of like get some sort of like also like Paragon levels there, I guess, or something. Terraceland reportedly start functioning on iOS as Tencent's radio silence continues. Happy employer. Official maintenance mode if there is no official announcement or maintenance, and just sparkling MMO abandonment. Whatever the case may be, things in Terraceland continue to be pretty awful since we last wondered what happened to it in May and saw the game mark its first anniversary in June. It has admittedly gotten worse for iOS fans, and as the game reportedly doesn't work on the platform anymore. Quality MMO running, yeah, I remember that one was kind of a little hyped up back in the day. New big MMO, mobile and PC alike, and then it was just kind of like, whoop, no one even noticed that. And what was that? There was a bunch of pay to win thing there too. Well, I mean, it's on mobile, so you know, that already kind of explains. Already means it on its own. Fallout 76 launches its camp revamp patch and Appalachian Modern Living Season 22. Another one. It unlocks the build rules and the reworked workshop UI. Opens the door for even more personalized play. Damn, so it's time to return. Build a new camp and unlock the attach mine. Kick. A revamp of the workshop menu meant to help player navigation, loosening multiple placement restrictions to allow placement in weird locations like up in the air. Item snapping toggle so you can build in rigid lines or sploosh your items a pixel at a time. Beginning of season 22 and a 4-month contest inviting players to build camps for fame and fortune. Insane. Alright, what did they get there? What did they get there? We return at the end of the year.
Today we've got renovations and innovations happening all across Appalachia. With relaxed building restrictions, you can snap, collide, and free build with abandon. Neighbors needn't be jealous. They can do it too. War never changes. Lucky for us, the workshop does. With a streamlined new menu, you can find and place anything you're after with ease. Do it your way. Don't let the markers of good taste stop you. No more blocks to build in. The only ones you'll find are in the defense category. Not the type to build from scratch? Honey, prefab is at your fingertips. Ain't she a beaut? Your creativity is what makes this post-apocalyptic hellscape great. So build to your irradiated heart's content.
Well, you can get cat and stuff too nowadays. Huh?
On the flip side.
Got a little bit of everything there. Yeah, more stuff to do on return then. We'll get there, we'll get there. When the show season drops, we'll get there. Alright, more. Oh, you can actually do that. Any enjoyers there. Amazon's War MOBA Marching Giants officially enter closed alpha. Here's how to sign up. There it is. Any enjoyers there. The matchmaking hours there and stuff. And you can practice also outside of those hours. Insane. So wait, how to apply? Where did it say? Oh, you just need to request access on Steam. Damn, that's simple. Any MOBA enjoyers, and there you go. You can play another one that is totally not gonna flop and die at release. Totally not gonna. I mean, you never know, but I am not so sure that anything can really just kind of like arrive and be successful in that market nowadays. Should be some miracle there. That was like the Pokemon or whatever MOBA there was. Even that stuff kind of like outside of a couple of days of some streamers playing it, just kind of removed completely from the radars. I'm not sure if it's even alive still. Like even big franchises already can't just like keep that afloat, that genre afloat. And if it's just like some new franchise completely out of nowhere, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if possible. Next. Oh yeah, gonna be time to rebuild the houses. Well, if you want. Sure, maybe I'll keep my houses in history there. You have like multiple slots for camps though, so you at least can kind of like build a different one too if needed. Mine is already around for so many years. I just feel bad kind of removing it. Wish there was still kind of like one of the old ones that I had. The OG one. There was like what? The camp I have in 76 now I think is the third iteration. There was first one that we built together with viewers back then. In the very first area. Then we moved to another area. There was already like a second one. Also like the weird floating shack pretty much. Not even a shack, there was no walls or something. And then there was already the third one, the current one. That is also totally not a masterpiece there. But this one lives the longest, I think. Alright, next. Yeah, so what was in this shit? The 2.0 update of World of Tanks. Introduces 16 new tier 11 vehicles, huh? More shit to grind. I wonder how much XP you need for that stuff then. I think in my time, well, I mean, I was also kind of PPA good, and I was trying to level, like, pretty much at some point I was leveling every tree possible and every nation possible. And while doing that, I managed to get the British medium tanks to 10, German medium tanks to 10. I think that's it, actually. A bunch of level 9s also. I think those were the only 2 level 10 tanks. Nowadays, like, trying to get every tree level, I mean, I would have dropped it even later down the line myself, I think. Some trees I just stopped. Well, all the artillery, I think I stopped at some point because that was, like, not my jam whatsoever. If you focus on actual things. Watermelon command is online after just 10 hours. It's also kind of interesting that this is basically like the version of the game that is completely split from like the biggest audience of the game, because like the Wargaming, you know, was a Belarusian company from Belarus. And obviously after the war they pieced out, and all the business in Russia and Belarus they left kind of here to another company. That they left all the rights for like, you know, like 1 cent basically, just for free, just gifted to some other company that was staying here. And like, bro, that's kind of sus, man. That's kind of like sound like some weird charity, dude, huh? I doubt it. And then at some point a few months ago, I think government just like found some ties between companies and stuff, and basically just like completely yoinked the company into their own custody. So now it's like basically 2 different versions working. I'm actually kind of not sure. I guess like the development of all the updates and stuff is also different. So it's like the same name of the game, but like, you know, completely different shit you play. Different events, different updates, different patches. 2 different versions. I was kind of sad that I didn't transfer my account. Like you could, like they split. When the split happened, you could like keep your account on like Russian servers and moving them to like, you know, like the Western version. And I missed that. Just move it to the West. Maybe at some point play. Maybe. Looking at my friend who still constantly returns and always get like, you know, burnt and molding and uninstalling. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good that I won't return. Maybe it's actually good that way. Seems like even more molding now. Improvements to matchmaking logic. I wonder how that works. At least there is matchmaking, but still looking at the reactions of people is still the same old. Without matchmaking was complete dog. You could get matched to some like with some absolute, you know, like there's like a bunch of terms pretty much in the game and memes about the people who are playing not in the very, you know, effective way, I guess, let's put it that way. And usually when you're loading in, you already can see like there are mods that are showing statistics and everything of people, how good they are, and you already can see on the loading screen like how fun the match is gonna be. How fun can it get? Got all the press releases for this one there. Insane. So yeah, they basically got 250 on the Western version, like not the biggest market. The biggest market is still here. The game is insane, dude. A few years back it was like not few actually, like 10 years back. More than 10 years back actually at this point. Like pretty much everyone was playing this shit. It was at the time when like my dad was literally asking me about the game. Like, the fuck is this? Like everyone at the work playing this shit and talking about it. Now, next. Yeah, so yeah, the Taris land was in the end being destroyed. Tencent unceremoniously sunsetting its MMORPG Taris land in November. They do be actually dying. Regret to inform you that Taris land will be retired with effect from 2025-11/04. Will still be able to enjoy the game and use any existing in-game items until the termination date. That's it. Have your data deleted? Can you get the refunds and all you drove there on the mobile game? People probably wailed pretty good there. Heroes of the Storm is moving again, but is it going in the right direction? Am I doing something with that now again? I'm back to getting some updates. Never thought I'd be getting changes big enough to justify an entire column. September PTR patch might be moving the game in the wrong direction. You moved the dead body already in the wrong direction though. Small XP globes from minions now vanish if there is no hero nearby to collect them immediately. Means teams will lose out on more XP if they don't have characters in every lane at all times. It depends on how long it stays there, I guess. Attacking structure will now significantly buff the movement and attack speed of nearby minions. Well, that's probably kind of like to speed up the process a bit. On like the empty lane and stuff. Forts, keeps, and cores have their targeting adjusted to be less smart, but when a nearby allied hero is damaged, they will now grant that hero damage reduction and apply a slow to enemy heroes who attack that hero. Lasts a few seconds, has a cooldown, and can only affect one target at a time. Well, that's some weird shit. Several maps received major redesigns. Encourage a lot more time spent pushing lanes and severely punish teams that don't stay on top of that. True. That's encouraging proper play, but I think one of the chief appeals of Heroes of the Storm is that you don't spend so much time camping in the lane like you do in other MOBAs. I mean, kinda true, kinda true. Yeah, I wonder if they decided to go with that. I wonder if they decided to go with that now. Someone is actually kind of like going ahead on that Heroes of the Storm there still. I wonder if they decided to try to get it back somehow. I wouldn't be kind of surprised if, you know, like Microsoft now owning all that shit will decide to, you know, let's make our own kind of MOBA with the crossovers with all our universes and stuff. Since we already have something that kind of works, something that even still has some player base. Still alive, it might get some people back. And just try to work on it again, make it better. Alright, next. Brighter Shores cultivates a new botanist profession for role-playing gardeners. And Brighter Shores keeps pumping too. That's kinda somewhat fun, but yeah, also kinda had some issues that like especially in terms of group play and everything back when we tried. And that playing some more wasn't that fun, I guess, at the end. That we just ditched. Need to like go log in and see how much XP already my character farmed there offline. It was boring. Yeah, I mean it is kind of for like enjoyers of sort of like RuneScape action, I guess, or something. You just grind and grind, but you know, like sort of like group content pretty much. So that it is only grind basically. It was indeed not the best. Like, not the best kind of grind too, I guess, let's put it that way. Just very, very simplistic and boring one, sorta. The mob grinding at least is a little more interactive usually, like Ragnarok, for example. That is usually better. Alright, what else? What else? Bossa says post-launch Lost Skies development is dependent on commercial success and public reception. Oh, how did that go actually, I wonder. Did play the demo of this one. We did play the demo. This is already kind of like the, you know, like live service, sort of like survival edition of the ex-MMO that died at some point. Yeah, not so sure, I guess. All-time peak 5 months ago. That probably was the demo, I guess. I don't think it released even that long ago. I don't think it even did release that long ago. Actually, maybe. Yeah, the reviews are not... Wait, was it actually? I just kind of like don't even remember when that happened there. It was Next Fest we played it, I remember, but after that... When was it actually? Oh, it was in April then. Oof. Doesn't seem like it's going that well there, I guess. Oh wait, release the... Oh, they go in 1.0, that's why, probably. I assume. It's like all this loading, moved it completely. Release this... Oh yeah, September 17th, 1.0 version. Oh, that's why, actually. I see. That's why I heard about it recently. I was kind of confused. This one will be releasing soon too. We'll see how that will go. That's kind of alright, but yeah, don't really feel like, you know, doing more. I guess. After the Next Fest demo. Oh, it wasn't the EU Vanguard, it was EU Frontier, right? Mix them up. Vanguard is another one. Can't possibly do anything it does without being linked to the blockchain. Once again, opening gates to commoners with yet another free access promotion. There it is. Can check all the patches and everything. Curious dive into this blockchain game, explore its blockchain offering. Instructions are here. Are they really though? That's the ox. Okay, I see. I thought the Vanguard maybe was now. Thought there was something that they weren't really trying to farm too much, but maybe they're actually trying to farm everything, to be honest. Could be. And what else? What else? Still keep pumping the patches and stuff there. Guess Booba still works. Per Descendant releases Ultimate Loot, a new Bojels and a Lingerie in latest patch. The Booba continues, eh? New variant of the Songstress character. Still alive, eh? Still alive, them. Twisting them shorts and gonna be like the sound ripped completely there. They still keep bumping. Didn't abandon it still. Alright, next. PUBG Day claims its PvP systems will inspire players that drive the economy and reward the courageous. It'll be interesting to see how this one will go, like after a few more years, eh? The main issue was with their insane economic system, as in, like, you know, buying them plots of lands and then just losing them. And going full subscription mode also at some point. That will be an interesting one. I don't think they changed that still, that plan for that. We'll see how that one will go. PvP benefits. The territory ownership, tax income and other war objectives belong to the players and clans who rise to beat the challenge and accept the risks in full. Victories and rewards should feel like actual achievements earned with courage and commitment. These rewards exist to inspire players to accept the full weight of risk and conflict, turning the struggle for territory and power into something thrilling and worthwhile. The promise of these rewards makes every battle fought and every objective defended part of being full story in the world of PUBG Day. Let me see, how does this one do actually? I mean, almost actually better than those guys, even if you look at it. Insane. So just like some patches there. Okay, every patch, a bunch of people returning. Maybe not gonna be completely there, yeah. Maybe there will be something to see. Maybe there will be something to see there at some point. Alright, let me see what you guys posted there too. In Discord då. I got this one. Cannot charge $300 for this, is fucking insulting. Bethesda Pete Hines says Fallout 76's infamous collector's edition was probably the dumbest thing I ever did at Bethesda. One big regret, damn son. Still irks him. The Ultra Collector's Edition sometimes get lost in memory when compared to how broken the game itself was. $200 Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition included a bunch of post-apocalyptic trinkets, including LED headlamp and a power armor helmet, but the promised Vesta canvas bag never showed up at players' doors. It was replaced with a cheaper nylon version. first reaction was when the fuck did we add the canvas back to this collector's edition, because the version I approved did not have one. Explaining that he only found out about the swap when he opened his own Power Armor Edition parcel. They're trying to add more value to the collector's edition, and we're always fighting with the finance people about margins, right? I would throw a shit fits around that we cannot charge $300 for this. It's fucking insulting. Instead of immediately sending everyone canvas back that was promised, Bethesda opted to change the edition's advertising copy online. I reimbursed buyers with some in-game Fallout 76 cash. Can explain that there was a canvas bag shortage, hence the last-minute swap. Still playing Heinz mind though. In this case, their hearts were in the right place, he continued, and there was literally kind of a shortage, and some folks decided we are going to do this instead. Biggest failing there was not pushing immediately for making and sending one to everybody that wants one, because I was still annoyed that the damn thing was in there in the first place and nobody had told me that this kind of a shortage happened, and probably the dumbest thing I ever did at Bethesda. Insane. So $300 was the plan to increase the price, I guess, because they ended up still selling it for $200, no? Yeah, $200 Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. I mean, still quite, but the helmet and stuff was still actually kind of alright, I guess. Not sure about 200. I mean, nowadays, like, the 007 game gonna have now $300 collectors. I wonder what's gonna be there. We already had the Metal Gear collectors now, right? With Snake being kind of like Little Snake there or something in that statue, so, you know. The shitty collector's edition beam goes on. And just in Fallout 76, it was one of those cases that I mentioned before, you know, when everyone is already like dunking on something really hard. And you can easily farm by making another video that shits on something, but you already can't really, like, you know, just like shit in the same way. It gets boring when everyone is doing the same. So the more different things you manage to dig out to shit on something, the better. So like even some very small things, you need to just like blow as much as possible and put it on top. Some things like with the Skull and Bones and stuff, right? When people were like, yo, look, you could swim in Black Flag, but you can't hear. Like, bro, like, you weren't supposed to. It's a different game. They didn't even want you to do that. You know, you're just walking around as basically like cosmetic thing, because normally the main gameplay is playing as a sheep. But I think they also kind of heard to that shitting and feedback, so I guess they kind of plan to actually do something like that. Like apparently there was supposed to be some like some land action now also with the character, not with the ship only. Stop constantly putting targets on their back. I mean, true, they could. That they could. Yeah, they could. But with 76, I do think it was still kind of a bit of a overkill with how much they got there. Shit. Overall. I mean, no, shit was deserved, obviously, right? Anyway, because, like, it was quite broken. Like, it doesn't mean that, you know, if it's, like, their level of broken, that means it's fine. Nah, it's still broken. But my main, like, you know, kind of gripe with that was always that people kind of just, like, didn't really look into it. It was just like shitting for the sake of it. Like it's hip to shit on it, so we're just gonna do it without even playing, without even like, you know, well, like some reviewers were literally like, oh, you know, like we heard it's bad, so we didn't even like, you know, play it. So yeah, it's bad. We're telling you here now too, and that kind of shit. Then when it, you know, they literally just like did one change, one big switch, and everyone actually like decided to check how it is, and then everyone was like, what the fuck? It's actually good. But the problem is, it was always that way. You just like never got to the part and never wanted to look into it better. The actual content outside of like the last maybe like few years, like for the first years of the game when they already got, you know, things to turn around, the content was pretty much mostly at the very beginning and release. Everything else is already kind of like newer thing, but the game started already turning around in terms of reception way earlier. Yeah, the obvious, like your first initial response, initial, reaction of the media and shit, like, and of like streamers and YouTubers and all that. That's what's gonna stay, in the internet over anything that will be later, pretty much, almost. Except for people who actually kind of have some a bit critical thinking and stuff, but that's very few of them. And people who actually post like some sort of content, to update their previous ones. But I think that was only Skill Up or someone, right, who did it out of pretty much any big YouTuber shitting on the 76. I think he was the only one who actually like did a revisit and admitted that it's actually good later down the line. And most never did. And most never did, and there's still this like default opinion that is bad. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's the kind of unfortunate part. But I mean, game's alive, game's still pumping, updates is getting made, a lot of them, so it's all good. It's mostly only said when, when shit like this just kind of kills the game completely. Just like absolute, the absolute failure, no matter how much they try. Yeah, with all the hate, it just dies. In this case, they actually managed to push through it, and that is good. That is actually good. A Life is Strange TV series set at Amazon from Charlie Cobble, Square Enix, Story Kitchen, and Lucky Chap. Damn, son. Did they get like some sort of I see, it's like that. The paywalled one. Well, I mean, don't really need much detail on that. It's the fact itself. The insane TV series. Well, I mean, that's kind of like, I have a feeling it could easily be some sort of like, like the series or the movie or something from like the old age of like these like, kind of like college student whatever kind of like dramas and everything, the soap operas and everything. I think that could work. I think that could work with just the level of like, the time fuckery and stuff. And that's pretty much it. Seems doable, seems doable. And one of those that can work is just not target demographic. Yeah, that. Well, I mean, I think like any like of those interactive story kind of games that, I mean, they already sort of movies, right? In a way, if you think about it, just kind of like movies with a little bit of like customizable, storytelling and the plot lines and stuff. Interactive, I guess, rather, plot lines and stuff. So yeah, you just kind of need to pick one. Except they also could go with like approach of some of the other shows, right? That they have, where they have like the choices sort of too, so you can see like different versions of the events depending on the choices. So maybe they will even do it that way. Could be cool, but yeah, totally not the target demographic, totally. I never really got the memory about the game when watching like Ella play that. Never really got why so much kind of shooting on that. Also don't really see like why the fan, like, the fanboying, fangirling about it too, though. Just, it's alright, I guess. Nothing special. Quantum Break tried it, let's see. Let's see. Alright, so that was all in the Discord too, right? Okay. Oh, that seems like it then for the week. So now Sundays will be returning to the regular mode. Right, there still might be some missing Saturdays though, every once in a while, but well, maybe next one actually. Maybe, not sure for now, but Sundays should be fine. Actually, like next weekend I'll need to ask though. Like we plan to gather with friends before I leave for kind of like the last time. And I need to ask basically like when it's gonna be better. Will it be like Saturday or will it be Sunday? Will it be in general? Not so sure. Maybe they will want on Sunday, then I will do again like morning news session and then peace out. Might be that, but not sure. I will figure it out during the week. I will update for sure. one thing for sure for now is Tuesday, Wednesday off. That is 100% right now. Everything else we'll see, but yeah, more or less gonna be already like a week after next one is gonna be back to Armenia. So it's gonna be kind of more or less stable schedule somewhat, except there's gonna be moves then though, right? From Armenia we're gonna go to Thailand, and potentially it might be through like first to Georgia, and from Georgia flying to India, and in India in perfect case I would love to stay for a week, just IRL stream and stuff, right? Would be cool. And then already Thailand, but then Thailand also gonna be the Gamescom Asia. We'll see if I'll be able to stream there. We'll see in general, kind of like how timelines and stuff work, if I will be there in general. Worst case it will be next year or something, because next year I plan to maybe visit more Asian conventions since we're gonna be around somewhere. Alright, let's read the reason. Whoop. So yeah, I will be back tomorrow. RPG Monday for now a little bit on hiatus. Tomorrow we do more Hell is Us and Cronus. We do those. I want to keep doing those playthroughs, and the time, you know, is kind of limited, so I kind of want to push that a little more. So yeah, Cronus and Hell is Us tomorrow. That's gonna be the plan, starting at 9 AM CEST as usual. Gonna be also gonna be, I guess, oh, actually, wait a second. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow probably. Yeah, Space Marine. Let's do Space Marine. They just tried a new PvE operation, so stay with you. Will be around tomorrow. If someone else with Warhammer tomorrow, like 2 PM CST, something around that maybe, we can do some Space Marine PvE mission. Just to check, just like short session, basically like a run or two, if there will be like more people to play, just to check how it is. Other than that, Hell is Us and Cronus. Yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, thank you for hanging out, thank you for all the support, all the subs, resubs, followers, donors, appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, see you all tomorrow, 9 AM CEST. Love you all. Bye bye.